Chapter 661. Lu Shuang wondered if he should tell Xinyan about this. But on second thought, Xinyan had too many messy things going on around her. Things like the finance minister election, the education minister being killed, Swordsmanship's rebellion, the tense situation abroad, etc. If she continued to bother him with her and Hua Zixing's matters, he would probably break down. Moreover, his position was already in danger. If not for Hua Zixing's support, it would probably be over even faster. Since Hua Zixing had already tolerated it, so should she. Now Xinyan was still young and inexperienced. She was so frustrated. She was really afraid that she wouldn't be able to tolerate it and would tear apart Hua Zixing's hypocritical face. The chef came over with the supper and Lu Shuang went to take it. I'll send it to Xinyan. The president has instructed that we have to keep a close eye on the food starting from the ingredients. The plates can't pass through other people's hands. I'm sorry, the chef said, rejecting Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang, Xinyan was even wary of her. She followed the assistant chef into the study gloomily. President, your supper is here, the chef said. Put it on the table, Xinyan said. The chef and the assistant chef placed the supper on the table. There were 2 bowls of knife-cut chicken noodles with poached eggs, vegetables, quail eggs and shredded pork. Other than the noodles, there were also 2 servings of fruit and 2 glasses of milk. Lu Shuang sat in front of the table and said sarcastically, Xinyan, I've poisoned the noodles. Do you still want to eat it? Xinyan closed her laptop. Stop fooling around. He walked towards her. Lu Shuang grabbed the chicken drumstick and took a bite. Then he grabbed the drumstick in his bowl and took a bite before putting it in his own bowl. I won't give you the drumstick, I added. Xinyan smiled helplessly and picked up her chopsticks. She didn't ask for the drumstick. How did I offend you again? He sucked a mouthful of noodles. You don't trust me and you're afraid that I'll poison your food. Then why should I give you the drumstick? Lu Shuang said matter-of-factly. Xinyan knocked her on the head. I'm not guarding against you. I think Bai Ye's analysis makes sense. If Hua Zixing is really the boss behind the scenes, I have to guard against her in case she takes advantage of me. But if we only guard against her, she will be suspicious. So I tell her. With the chef, only he can handle it. Lu Shuang understood. So, you also think that Hua Zixing will harm me, right? If I make a mistake, will you get tired of me? Xinyan chuckled. Haven't you made enough mistakes? I'm not tired of you. Lu Shuang was touched. He was on her side. She had gauged the heart of a gentleman with the yardstick of a villain. Xinyan, let me tell you. If you get tired of me one day, you don't have to chase me away. I will leave on my own. After I leave, I won't come back. I don't want you anymore. Do you understand? We've known each other since we were young. If I wanted to get tired of you, I would have gotten tired of you long ago. Why would I wait until now? Don't worry, I won't get tired of you. Xinyan said with certainty. Even if I'm jealous and petty, am I jealous? Are you jealous? Are you being unreasonable? Lu Shuang asked worriedly. When have you not been making trouble for no reason? I'll be scared if you're obedient one day. Eat up and have a good sleep, Xinyan said helplessly. Lu Shuang thought about her past. It seemed that she had really been making trouble out of nothing. Xinyan, you're asking for it. Lu Shuang said softly. She knew herself very well. I'm so bad, but you still want me. Xinyan laughed. I'm not asking for it. I'm just worried that you'll be bored. I know that you want freedom. I just hope that the freedom you want is to break through everything and come to my side. Lu Shuang shuddered. Her current thought was to stay by his side. She didn't want freedom anymore. However, she didn't want him to know. She made small talk on purpose. You're so eloquent. Why didn't I notice it when we were studying? If you were my language teacher, I might have been able to stand out in my class. I'm not interested in that teacher at all, let alone her class, Xinyan said carelessly. Xinyan's eyes lit up. Lu Shuang laughed. He thought of the language teacher who was like the dean in middle school. She returned the drumstick to him. She's still good at it. You're so eloquent now. Isn't it because she gave you the foundation? Correct me. It's not because she gave me the foundation. I learned it myself. Xinyan still gave the drumstick to Lu Shuang. It's your reward. I can't eat so much by myself. I'll leave it with you first. No matter what I do wrong in the future, you have to forgive me for one thing. Lu Shuang said and gave him the drumstick again. As long as you don't leave me, I'll forgive you for anything else. Xinyan said with certainty. Lu Shuang nodded. His heart was filled with sweetness as if honey had melted. She felt that there was no need to tell Xinyan about the conversation between Hua Zixing and Nan Gongyu. Xinyan was so smart. She would definitely not fall for their trap. Lu Shuang wanted to accompany Shiniyin. When he was in the video conference, she fell asleep on the sofa. Shiniyin had no choice but to carry her back to the room and continue with the conference. The next day, Lu Shuang woke up and found herself on the bed. She rolled her eyes a few times. Could it be that she had been dreaming when she talked so much in the study yesterday? She brushed her teeth and washed up. She went out and shouted, "Shiniyin! Shiniyin!" No one paid attention to her. She opened the door to the study. Shiniyin was not there either. She grabbed a maid who came to clean the room and asked, "Where's Shiniyin?" The maid replied respectfully, "The president went out for a meeting early in the morning." "Ah, so early?" The maid nodded and did not answer Lu Shuang. She was just a maid. She could not ask the president why he went out so early. Lu Shuang went back to the room and found his phone. It was already 9:30. Hua Zixing and Nangong, you were not at home. They must have gone to a meeting. Shiniyin should have brought her along. She was the assistant, okay? What should she do now? Lu Shuang wanted to call Shiniyin. But if Shiniyin was in a meeting now, wouldn't she be annoying him? After thinking about it, she called Baya. Baya picked up in the first 3 minutes. "Baya, are you free now?" Lu Shuang asked. Baya nodded. "I'm on the way to the police station." "I'm fine. Go ahead." "Let me tell you, you are really amazing. I eavesdropped on Hua Zixing talking to her maid in the middle of the night. She said that she was trying to make Shiniyin hate me. They really wanted to chase me away. On the surface they were polite to me. They called me sister. It was really bad." Lu Shuang was speechless. He grumbled. Chapter 662. Baya understood. She had fallen in love with Shiniyin. This was the ending that she hoped to see. Lu Shuang and Shiniyin could be together happily. "Shuang, you have to remember that men can't control you. What you have to do is to make yourself better instead of spending your efforts on pleasing others. When women start to lose themselves for men, they will enter a state of crazy jealousy and insecurity. Then they will start to lose their value. Do you understand?" Baya said meaningfully. She said meaningfully. "All right, I understand. I think that Hua Zixing has already lost herself and lost her value." "I haven't, hee," Lu Shuang said with a smile. Baya was speechless. Think about it yourself. I will always be here for you. You will always have me," Baya said seriously. Fortunately you are not a man. Otherwise I will definitely fall in love with you." "Oh yeah, are you going to country B with Xing Buhua?" Lu Shuang asked. "What country B?" Baya was confused. "You still don't know?" Lu Shuang was surprised. She thought that Baya knew about it. "It's like this. Our country has 5 spies in country B and 2 of them were exposed. As the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Xing Buhua is going to negotiate with them. Shiniyin said that you are an expert in negotiation and wants you to go with him. They might still be in a meeting and the news hasn't been leaked yet," Lu Shuang explained. Baya understood why Xing Buhua suddenly left yesterday. "Lu Shuang, I have something to do here. I will contact you later," Baya said. "Oh, then contact me later," Lu Shuang said expectantly. Baya hung up the phone. She immediately called Xing Buhua. Xing Buhua was in the middle of a meeting. When he saw that it was Baya calling, he nodded at Shiniyin and walked out to a secluded place to answer the call. "Xiaoya, what's up? Did something happen over there?" "No, I'm still on my way to the police station." "Are you going to country B?" Baya asked directly. "Shiniyin recommended you to go. They are discussing this matter now. There are those who oppose it and those who support it. However, if you want to go, you will have to go to country B this afternoon. Are you okay with it?" Xing Buhua asked. Baya was silent on the other end, but his chest was heaving up and down due to his uneven breathing. Xing Buhua waited patiently. "This happened because of me, right?" Baya asked. "I don't know who's behind it and I'm not sure of the specific reason," Xing Buhua said in a low voice. "That's just deceiving yourself. Lingqing, you've seen it too. Once you become their target, they will attack you layer by layer. We will harm innocent people. They are crazy and they will do anything for their own benefit." Baya was a little uneasy. "But I can't let anything happen to you. To me you are the most important. What if you die in country B? Do you think exposure is the goal?" "Exposure is just the beginning. As long as you go to country B, they will try their best to kill you. Once you die in country B, they can use this reason to suppress country B and settle the conflict," Baya said angrily. With Baya's reminder, Xing Buhua suddenly understood. "So, I should have voted against it? You should rest at home. I'll go alone." Xing Buhua hung up the phone. Baya took a deep breath. She knew that because she was anxious, her tone was not good and full of blame. But the reason why he was wrong was to protect her. She was the one who had the least right to be angry with him. Everything he had done was for her, yet she blamed him. Anyone would feel wronged if they were to do so. Baiye wanted to call to apologize, but Xing Buhua hung up the phone and did not pick it up. He said, "I don't agree to let Baiye go either. No matter how powerful she is, she's just a commoner. I can solve it myself." When Xing Buhua said this, Shenyan was stunned. Xing Shang was against it, but when he heard Xing Buhua's objection, he was stunned too. Now, only Shenyan and Zhuqiuani had not expressed their opinion. Shenyan was silent. She looked at Zhuqiuani with an unfathomable look in her eyes. "I think everyone here knows Baiye's ability. She's a famous psychiatrist with international status. She's even more eloquent. I believe many of you have personally experienced it. Now this concerns national affairs. Although she's not from the government, as a citizen of our country, I think she has the right and obligation to go to be country to negotiate. I think she has the right and obligation to go to be country to negotiate," Zhuqiuani said. When Zhuqiuani said this, Xing Buhua did not want Baiye to go even more. Baiye said something that he did not expect. If he and Baiye died in Be country would not be able to escape the blame. Zhuqiuani would be able to get rid of two thorns in his eyes at once. When the time comes, he would go out and establish his authority. He would become a national hero. He only wanted to go out with Baiye to make a contribution, but he forgot that there was a trap within a trap. It was his negligence. Everyone's eyes were on Shenyan, waiting for Shenyan to make the decision. "I'll give Baiye a call and see what she thinks," Shenyan said. She called Baiye's number and pressed the speaker button. "Hello Baiye, I'm Shenyan. It's like this. Be country has captured people from a country and they say they're spies. We need someone to assist the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the negotiation. Are you willing?" Shenyan said kindly. "A lawyer should be the one to negotiate. If you ask me to go, it will make it seem like our country has no talents. Besides, I don't think I have the right or the need to go," Baiye rejected directly. "Everyone has a responsibility to the country. Don't tell me you don't care when the country is in trouble?" Zhuqiuani interrupted. "It's precisely because everyone has a responsibility that I can't blindly think that I'm omnipotent. I feel that it's glory to go. Everyone has their own specialties. I'm fine when it comes to psychology, but when it comes to negotiation, you should find a professional and powerful lawyer. Alright, I'm almost at the police station. Also, let me explain again. I'm just cooperating. Please understand that I'm still a pregnant woman. If I'm not in a good mood, I'll vent my anger on others," Baiye said and hung up the phone. Baiye rejected him. Shenyan was also surprised. He looked at Zhuqiuani and said, "Everyone has a responsibility to the country." "Well said. Xing Buhua can go to Be country. I'll have to trouble you to deal with F country." Zhuqiuani was surprised. "Why me? You're the judge of the Supreme Legal Department. When it comes to lawyers, no one is as professional as you. I believe there's no one more suitable than the left deputy chief," Shenyan said with a smile. Zhuqiuani was stunned. He really suspected that Baiye and Shenyan had performed a double act just now. Now that he was in a difficult position, he could only agree. "I'll do my best." "Alright, let's adjourn the meeting. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs will send a letter later. This matter cannot be delayed," Shenyan said. Chapter 663. "Where are you going in such a hurry?" Xing Shang asked defensively. "I'm going to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. There are some urgent matters that need to be dealt with," Xing Buhua said in a businesslike manner. He looked at Xing Shang deeply, hiding his emotions in his eyes. Xing Shang nodded thoughtfully. "You made a good statement just now. You're clear about it. Hurry up and get busy. Tell Qiuting when you're done. You haven't gone back since last night, right? She's very worried about you and has sent me several text messages. She was afraid that you would find her annoying, so she didn't dare to send them to you." Xing Buhua replied expressionlessly. "Got it." After he passed by Xing Shang, he frowned and quickly walked out of the meeting room. He saw Zhuqiuani and Su Zheng standing together not far away. His eyes darkened again. He quickly got into the car and called Baiye back. Baiye had just arrived at the police station. She glanced at the surveillance camera in the room and walked out of the police station. She returned to the car and answered the call. I. The two of them spoke at the same time and paused for a moment. "I'm sorry. My attitude just now was very bad. My tone was a little harsh." Baiye apologized first. "I won't be angry with you. I didn't answer the call just now because it was my turn to express my opinion. I'm going to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs now. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Xing Buhua said in a low voice. I was the one who started this, so I definitely have to go. I deliberately said at the meeting that I wouldn't go. The enemy can't figure out what we're doing, so we can do things better, Baya explained. No, Xiaoya. Xing Buhua rejected her. He considered the danger of going to Country B. Wait for me at home. I'll be distracted if you go with me to Country B. Baya knew that he said that on purpose because he was worried that it would be dangerous for her to go to Country B with him. Lingqing, listen to me. It's not appropriate for you to negotiate with them as soon as they've caught them in Country B. It feels like you're trying to hide something. Besides, what are the nationalities of the two people who were caught? Baya asked in detail. It's from a country. At that time, the leader thought that it would be harder for them to be discovered if they were to be spies. Even if they were discovered because they were from a country, B country did not have the right to judge them. Our country could still rescue them, Xing Buhua explained. Since Country B has no jurisdiction, why not let Country B take the initiative to contact us first? After they contact us, we can send people over. This way we can suppress the opponent psychologically instead of defending, Baya suggested. Xing Buhua felt that what Baya said made sense. It's the same situation in Country F. Xinyin has already sent Swordsmanship. Baya twitched the corner of her mouth and said as if she had seen through it, this means that Xinyin suspects that Swordsmanship is behind this. We'll let Swordsmanship go first. Swordsmanship will definitely try his best to claim credit. When he wins, it will undoubtedly pressure Country B. It'll be easier for us to act then. Right? That's a good idea. I'll do as you say. Also, there should be a special department in charge of our intelligence workers abroad, right? Baya asked. Xing Buhua was silent. Yes, it was him. He was the so-called leader. However, if his identity was proven, Gu Lingqing's identity would not be proven. Xing Shang was originally in charge, but to cover my identity, I said I was in charge. What's wrong? Xing Buhua lied. Understood. For safety reasons, let someone pretend that you're going to Country B to negotiate. Gu family has a few factories in Country B. We'll pretend to be staff members and go there. After you go there, you can appease the other spies and also prevent the person behind the scenes from scheming, Baya suggested. Swordsmanship should have someone at the airport. If we're discovered by him, it'll be more dangerous without our protection, Xing Buhua pondered. Baya smiled. Have you forgotten about those special makeup artists? I watched a video recently. Some makeup artists can imitate many celebrities. That's because of the filming, so it looks more like them. If it's in real life, the naked eye can still see it at a glance. Xing Buhua was worried. We'll wear masks when we go in, so it won't be easy to be discovered. The main thing is that when we go through the security check, I'll ask Leng Zhao's people to wait for us there. Should be easy to sneak in. After we get in, we'll continue to wear masks so we shouldn't be discovered. What do you think? Xing Buhua pondered. Your method is indeed better. If possible, I still hope that you can stay at home and wait for my news. Baya smiled. I've said that I'd rather fight side by side with you than wait in a daze. My legs are my legs and Leng Zhao is mine. If you don't let me go, I'll go by myself. Don't? Xing Buhua sighed helplessly. Instead of letting her go alone, he would definitely feel more at ease by her side to protect her. What should I do with you? Oh, I'll ask the company's people to go through the normal procedures for going abroad first. When they send the letter, we'll get ready to leave. Well, I'll go and comfort them first in case others think that I've given up on them, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Okay. Baya hung up the phone and saw Director Zhao walking straight towards her. She opened the door and got out of the car. Director Zhao was already standing in front of her. There was a strange light in his eyes, like disgust or fear. He didn't dare to show his emotions. In the end, he said in a businesslike manner, Miss Bai, this way please. Baya followed Director Zhao, followed by Zhang Xingyu. The others were on standby. After a while, they arrived at the office. Baya glanced at the corner of the wall and saw that the surveillance camera was on. Mr. Su will be here in a moment. Wait here for a while, Director Zhao said indifferently. After that, he went out of the office. What's with their attitude? We're here to help, but they didn't even give us a glass of water, Zhang Xingyu complained. Baya's lips twitched. Director Zhao came out to welcome us, but they didn't give us any face. Besides, even if they gave you a glass of water, would you dare to drink it? That's true. Do we still have to wait? Zhang Xingyu was still unhappy. Baya was very calm. She knew that the only person who wanted her to come and make Director Zhao wait was Su Zheng. And she had her own reasons for coming. Let's go online and play Snake, Baya said to Zhang Xingyu with a smile. Huh. Zhang Xingyu was stunned. Looking at Baya's graceful appearance, he didn't know why, but he trusted Baya. There would definitely be a counterattack later, because he saw murderous intent in Baya's eyes. Chapter 664. Baya was very good at playing Snake. She was a very sentimental person, and it was the same when it came to games. Once she started a game, she would continue playing it. They had won 5 times in a row, and Baya had always been a VIP. You're so good at this. I'm enjoying life with you, Zhang Xingyu exclaimed. It's just that I've been playing for a long time and I'm more familiar with some tricks. The one who's really good at it is Wuxia. He would silently eat all the little snakes in his stomach, and be ready to kill them at any time, Baya said meaningfully. Zhang Xingyu looked at Baya in confusion. How did he do that? Those who rush to the front will never grow. First, it's because of their gluttony, and second, it's because they're standing in the middle of a war. The real big snake is calmly eating at the side. Others are still fighting to the death, but he has already become a big snake. With enough length, he can naturally form a circle. That's why he's able to surround others, Baya said slowly. I understand. Zhang Xingyu nodded. He guessed that Baya's words were purposely said for the people behind the surveillance cameras to hear. When they were playing the 6th game, Su Zheng came in with his men. Baya ignored them and lowered her head to play the 6th game. Su Zheng glanced at her and said unhappily, "What kind of attitude is that? Do you think this is a game hall? I've waited for you for 5 games. Please wait for me to finish this sentence, President Su," Baya said casually. "Where did you get the cheek to make me wait?" "I'm busy with work," Su Zheng said sternly. He stormed out of the room and slammed the door shut. Zhang Xingyu looked at Baya. She was still very calm and continued playing the game without being affected. Zhang Xingyu couldn't guess what Baya was thinking. 5 minutes later, the game ended. Baya exited the game and said to Zhang Xingyu, "Let's go back." Okay. Zhang Xingyu stood up, walked in front, and opened the door. When she reached the door, Chief Zhao chased after her. "Miss Bai, aren't you here to cooperate with the police? President Su is already here." Suddenly, "I don't want to cooperate anymore. I don't have that obligation," Baya said coldly. Chief Zhao turned pale and stood in front of Baya. "Didn't we agree earlier? You left me hanging in the office for half an hour without even a glass of water. It's wrong of me to play games to pass the time. I'm here to help, not to be interrogated. Besides, I'm worried that if I say what I heard, I'll be silenced. So, after thinking about it, I think it's better not to say anything," Baya said to herself. He walked towards his car. "I think you have a guilty conscience." Su Zheng rushed to the entrance of the police station and said impolitely, "I'm afraid that if I say it, you will be the one who will be angry. Are you sure I still want to say it?" Baya retorted. She narrowed her eyes and looked sharp and arrogant. Her aura was no less than Su Zheng's. "I will be angry? Tell me, what did Lady Zheng say?" Su Zheng didn't give up. Baya smiled and walked into the police station. She stood in front of Su Zheng with her head held high. "Lady Zheng said that her husband's death has something to do with my husband. She said that her husband knows a secret." "What secret?" Su Zheng asked. "Su Zheng, do you still remember Xiaohe?" Baya asked coldly. "What does Xiaohe have to do with this case?" Su Zheng frowned and said impatiently. "Back then you deliberately revealed Xiaohe's whereabouts to Leng Xiao. You wanted to make Gu Lingqing the mastermind and send him to the military court. What you didn't know was that there was no such thing as a spy at all. This mission was originally a fake mission from someone above, and you deliberately framed him. And you deliberately framed Gu Lingqing for what?" Baya asked. "What deliberately framed? I don't know what you were talking about," Su Zheng said in panic. "I have found the person who met Xiaohe by chance." Baya raised the corner of her mouth confidently. Su Zheng's heart skipped a beat. He said confidently, "I told Leng Xiao. That's because Leng Xiao should be in charge of this matter. After all, Xiaohe used to serve in the special military. I didn't do anything wrong. What I did was reasonable." "You are the leader of the Discipline Inspection Department. After knowing Xiaohe's whereabouts, you didn't arrest him yourself, but through the special military? Are you that great?" Baya asked in reply. She chuckled and looked very disdainful. "That's because your husband and I are old friends. I have to do this favor for Gu Lingqing. You're just a woman. You don't know anything. Don't spout nonsense here." Su Zheng was angry. His eyes were wide open and his eyes were bloodshot. Baya was very calm. She looked at him coldly with her eyes drooping lazily. Whether I was talking nonsense or not, I'm sure the men at the court-martial all knew. What military court? Director Zhao asked. He was not present at that time, so he was a little curious. Baya glared at Su Zheng. My memory is not bad. I remember that you tried to prove that Gu Lingqing is a spy that day. Is it because you are old friends with my husband? That's because I have to stand on the side of justice. How can I play favoritism? Your husband did cover up for Xia He, Su Zheng said confidently. That's why I said that you framed him on purpose. That's because you didn't know that the mission was fake. You know very well why you framed Gu Lingqing as a spy. Maybe it's because you want to be the president, or maybe it's because your daughter can't get that man. Or maybe it's both. Baya continued Su Zheng's words easily. Su Zheng was about to explode. Someone chase her out of here. She is talking nonsense. Baya laughed. I'm not talking nonsense. I believe that the eyes of the public are clear. Su Zheng's face turned pale. He thought of a possibility. What do you mean by that? I actually don't want to say it because I cherish my life. I also know that even if I say it, it won't do me any good if you deny it. But I believe that some things don't need evidence. Justice lies in the hearts of the people. If President Su has nothing else, I will be going back. Baya nodded. Su Zheng held Baya's arm. You won't upload this video online, will you? Su Zheng, if I wanted to upload it, I wouldn't have waited until now. Think about it carefully. Also, you should be at the age of retirement. Your son and Gu Lingqing are still the best of friends. Think about it carefully. Baya pulled Su Zheng's hand away, turned around and walked towards her car. Zhang Xingyu immediately followed. Su Zheng was still in a daze. He looked around and saw that some people were nervously putting away their phones. He had a bad feeling about this. In the car. Chapter 665. There is no evidence. Even now there is no evidence. I said that I knew who it was just to scare Su Zheng. Also, Su Zheng is not the main culprit. Also, Baya paused for a moment. As she thought of Gu Lingqing, her eyes softened. Gu Lingqing said that he was friends with Su Changhao. However, he chose to let him go for the sake of Su Changhao. Chief is a very kind person. That is why all of us are willing to leave the special forces with him, Zhang Xingyu said with a sigh. Okay. Baya responded. She missed Gu Lingqing, but she did not know why, but when she thought of him, her heart ached. It should not be. He was right by her side. Baya took a deep breath and adjusted her emotions. She said, when we go back this time, we can release the video that was taken in the living room last time. If this news is released together with Su Zheng's video, will it transfer the crisis to Su Zheng? Zhang Xingyu asked worriedly. Su Zheng only affects Gu Lingqing's interests, while Sheng Dongqing affects the interests of the entire country. Which one do you think will cause a sensation? Baya asked. Then if Su Zheng's video is released now, won't it lose its effect? Zhang Xingyu did not understand and scratched his head. Baya's lips twitched. Su Zheng only affects Gu Lingqing's interests. To the outside world, Gu Lingqing is already dead. This news will not cause a sensation unless someone is manipulating it behind the scenes. Zhang Xingyu understood. So, in order to transfer the public opinion, Sheng Dongqing will definitely target Su Zheng. In order to transfer the crisis, Su Zheng will definitely retaliate. When two tigers fight, there will definitely be losses. But wouldn't that make Swordsmanship even more powerful? Do you think they won't suspect Swordsmanship? Baya said with certainty, especially for the suspicious Sheng Dongqing. Zhang Xingyu was enlightened. They won't let go of Swordsmanship either. They'll protect and restrain each other. We'll keep a low profile and bide our time. When the chief returns, no one will be our match. The more Zhang Xingyu thought about it, the more excited he got. That's great. However, Baya was not as optimistic as Zhang Xingyu. Those people were all old foxes and had many strategists by their side. She had to be very, very careful in order for things to develop in the direction she wanted. When they got home, Song Shiyu personally cooked dinner. She even stewed Lin Shulan's patient meal. This nourishing soup is ready. I'll send it to Shulan in the afternoon. That child's parents are not by her side. She's so pitiful. Okay, Mom, there's something I want to discuss with you. Baya helped Song Shiyu serve the dishes. Tell me what you want to say. As long as I can do it, I'll definitely help you, Song Shiyu said readily. I want to buy some imported medical equipment for use at home. Firstly, it can be used for emergencies. Secondly, our people get injured easily. It'll be more convenient to take care of them at home, Baya said thoughtfully. Sure, I agree. How about doctors? Do you need to hire some? Not for the time being. Don't forget I'm a doctor. If it doesn't work, I can ask Lu Shuang to come over and help. If it's really serious, we can invite a specialist. What do you think? Baya asked. I agree with whatever you say. How much do you need? Just tell me. Song Shiyu patted Baya's hand. My grandfather gave me a lot of money. I'm still running the app and it seems to be profitable. I want to build another house in the manor to store these equipment. Is that okay? Sure, Mom's house is okay. Even if you sell the entire manor, I'll agree. I know you must have your reasons for doing things, Song Shiyu said confidently. Okay. Thank you, Mom. After finishing her meal, Baya went back to her room to rest. She lay on the bed and her thoughts were very active. She stared at the ceiling, but there was an empty feeling in her heart. She missed Gu Lingqing. She missed Gu Lingqing very much. She pulled open the drawer and looked at the photos of Gu Lingqing inside. He didn't have many photos. Most of them were taken by Song Shiyu when he was young, forcing him to take them. He was so young at that time. His face was cool and his eyes were sharp. It was as if he could see into people and never come out. She brushed her fingers across his face. Her heart was still bitter and sad. She closed the photo album and put it back in the drawer. Then she called Xing Buhua. The phone rang 5 times before the other party picked up. Xing Buhua lowered his voice and asked, "What's wrong? If it's not Hua, who is it?" Chiu Ting's voice came from the other end of the phone. A sharp light flashed across Xing Buhua's eyes. He glanced at Chiu Ting and walked out quickly. Baya was silent. She heard the girl's voice. She waited for Xing Buhua to speak. Xing Buhua explained, "That girl just now is Xing Shang's daughter." "What's wrong, Xiaoya?" "I miss you. I want to hear your voice," Baya said gently. Xing Buhua smiled. "I'll come over tonight." Baya looked out of the window. "Do you still remember what we said to each other on the island?" "I said many things on the island. Which one were you talking about?" Xing Buhua asked in a deep voice. "After we take our revenge, let's leave. We'll go to a place where no one knows us and live a good life with our children." "I don't want to be separated from you again," Baya said leisurely. "Okay." Xing Buhua responded. From the corner of his eye, he saw Chiu Ting coming out. He frowned. "Xiaoya, I still have some things to do. Let's talk when we meet tonight." Xing Buhua hung up the phone and deleted Baya's call. "Who were you talking to on the phone?" Chiu Ting said angrily. Her eyes were red and she looked wronged and arrogant. "I don't have to report to you." Xing Buhua was unhappy. In the past he still had some brotherly feelings for Chiu Ting. However, after yesterday he only felt disgust and annoyance for her. "We're going to be husband and wife in the future. Why can't you tell me? Don't tell me it's Huarue again." Chiu Ting tried to snatch Xing Buhua's phone. Xing Buhua dodged quickly and did not let her succeed. Chiu Ting was angry. "I'm going to look for Grandpa." Xing Buhua grabbed her arm and looked at her coldly. "Why do you have to look for Xing Shang for everything? Are you done? Who told you to bully me? Who exactly were you contacting? Why didn't you tell me?" Chiu Ting asked self-righteously. Xing Buhua stared at Chiu Ting. The more he compared her, the more he felt that Chiu Ting was disgusting. Baya was Gu Lingqing's wife. Even though she heard a woman's voice on the other end of the line, she did not question him. He explained himself and she did not say anything else. She wanted him to feel comfortable with her. Even if they spent the rest of their lives together, they would be happy. Chapter 666. Xing Buhua, come back. You slept with me yesterday and now you're going to deny it? Chiu Ting stomped her feet and shouted. Xing Buhua's face darkened and he didn't turn around. Yesterday he had asked Li Junyan to replace him. He still felt guilty towards Chiu Ting and wanted to treat her well. But now his guilt towards Chiu Ting had disappeared. Not long after he drove out, his phone rang. It was Xing Shang. He didn't hide his annoyance. He stopped the car by the roadside and answered the call. "What's going on?" "Chiu Ting is crying to me. She said you slept with another woman behind her back?" Xing Shang questioned. "Do you think I have the mood to care about sex in such a situation?" Xing Buhua asked. "Then why didn't you tell me who she was when you were talking to her?" Xing Shang asked. Xing Buhua felt an unknown anger rising to his head. He loved freedom and hated being restricted. Now he felt that he was a bird in a cage and was under the control of others. Could it be that he would also be restricted by Xing Shang and Chiu Ting when he became the president in the future? He held the steering wheel tightly as if he was holding his fate in his hands. The veins on the back of his hands were bulging. He said coldly, "Do you mean that I have to report to her every time I call someone? Or I'll resign and let her take over my job." "Xing Buhua, what's with your attitude? She's just concerned about you," Xing Shang said sternly. Xing Buhua hung up, turned off his phone and threw it into the storage box. He didn't go to Baiye's place. Instead he went to the secret base. "Mr. Xing," the person in charge came over immediately. "How's my brother?" Xing Buhua asked coldly. "He's temporarily stabilized after the shock, but there's no sign of him waking up," the person in charge reported. Xing Buhua sat on the bed and looked at the unconscious Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing and Gu Lingqing had the same face, the same facial features, and even their bodies were almost the same. The only difference was that Gu Lingqing's little finger was still broken, while Gu Lingqing's was intact. The look in his eyes was very complicated. There was pain, worry, heartache, annoyance, and also pampering. This was his twin brother, the person closest to him in this world. He would definitely do his best to cure him. The funny thing was, they fell in love with the same woman. He was in a dilemma now. He wanted to replace Baiye and become the man she loved. He also wanted Gu Lingqing to get better. If Gu Lingqing recovered, he could only leave Baiye's side. Now that Gu Lingqing was dead, he was worried that Baiye would also choose to die if he knew about it. He felt as if there was a hand squeezing his heart so hard that he could barely breathe. Xing Buhua had been sitting by the bed for half an hour, but Gu Lingqing did not respond at all. "How's the search going?" Xing Buhua asked. "I got the news that the Special Forces soldier who was rescued is called LV Bowie. He has important information in his hands. It is said that after he woke up, he escaped directly. Currently he is in Country A," the person in charge reported. "Even the president didn't give him the information in his hands?" Xing Buhua was confused. "I'm not sure about this. There are many rumors. Some people say that he is a spy from Country A, and the information he got is actually a biological weapon." "LV Bowie, right? Try to find him." "I must save my brother," Xing Buhua ordered. "Yes." Xing Buhua left the base and drove to the city center. He turned on his phone. His phone was full of calls. There were Xing Shang, Qiu Ting, Huarue, Zhuqiuani, and Xinian. He called Xinian first. "What's wrong?" "I heard from Zhuqiuani that you only sent the letter from Country F. Haven't you dealt with the letter from Country B?" Xinian was surprised because they had discussed it before. "After all, those who were caught are just ordinary people. It is a bit too hasty for us to go as soon as the incident happened. I will wait for Country B to contact me first and then I will go," Xing Buhua said. "Well, that's good. Actually, I hope that Baiye can help you. Her negotiation skills are good, and she can see through the other party's thoughts. If you need, I can go talk to her again." "No need. Let's talk about it when I can't solve it. I have something else to do. That's all for now." Xing Buhua hung up the phone. After thinking for a while, he drove to Baiye's place. Baiye fell asleep in a daze. She was woken up by the ringing of her phone. She saw that it was an unfamiliar caller ID. She thought it was Xing Buhua, so she picked it up. "Xiaoya, it's me, Su Jiran." Su Jiran's voice came from the other end of the phone. Baiye sat up from the bed in shock. Ever since he became enemies with Sheng Dongqing, he had not contacted her for a long time. "Are you okay?" Baiye asked. After all, a large part of the reason why he was on the run now was because of her. Su Jiran smiled faintly. "I'm okay. I just miss you." Baiye lowered her eyes. She and Su Jiran were no longer in a relationship that could be imagined. She had said many heartless words before. Now that he had specially called her, she couldn't bring herself to say those harsh words. But if she didn't say it out loud, it would cause others to misunderstand and destroy his hope of finding happiness. "Su Jiran, we can only be friends. I'm already Gu Lingqing's wife. It will never change. I'm sorry." He. Su Jiran smiled. "I don't know why, but I feel especially proud of you. If I had treated you better back then, you would have been Su Jiran's wife forever." Baiye responded. Su Jiran didn't speak and neither did she. The two of them fell into silence. "You promised to be my friend." Su Jiran took a step back and said. "Actually, I don't want to be calculative about the past. I just want to live my life now. Su Jiran, I hope that you can find a woman who is truly suitable for you and give birth to a bunch of your children. When our children grow up, they might even become good friends," Baiye said softly. "I've gotten the best, but I've also done a lot of wrong things. I'd rather have nothing than have something inferior. I've seen the news online. You did the right thing, didn't you? You're talking about the news about Xing Dongqing? Yes. Baiya did not deny it. When it came to the issue of Xing Dongqing, they were comrades in arms. Don't worry about Xing Dongqing. I'll give you a present tomorrow, Su Jiran said with a smile. His tone was firm and calm. Baiya was suspicious. What do you want to do? Could it be that you want to kill him? Chapter 667. Baiya was so shocked that she got out of bed and walked to the window. So, you mean someone will assassinate Xing Dongqing tomorrow? She was really shocked. The plan didn't change fast. It should be like this. Don't you want him to die? Su Jiran asked suspiciously. She thought. Xing Dongqing killed Gu Lingqing's parents and family. He also wanted to kill Gu Lingqing. If Xing Dongqing didn't die, she and Gu Lingqing would be in danger. However, he died just like that. There was an indescribable trance in her heart, and it felt unreal. I'm just shocked, Baiya said lightly. It's reasonable but unexpected. Because of your efforts, Xing Dongqing was removed from his position, and the people of Black Weasel realized his incompetence. You made it impossible for him to be the president forever, and exposed his selfishness and despicableness. The people of Black Weasel have no future in his hands, and they have no ideals. They're just tools. A good bird chooses a tree to nest in. Without Black Ferret's support, Xing Dongqing is no different from a stray dog. Su Jiran said with a smile, his tone comforting. He didn't want Baiya to feel that she didn't kill her enemy. You. Baiya hesitated, and many complicated thoughts flashed through her mind. Now Su Jiran didn't care why the people of Black Weasel were willing to follow him. He must have a lot of things that she didn't know. Also, was he still working on the virus he developed last time? Xing Dongqing shouldn't be working on the virus, and Xinyan didn't either. So, was Su Jiran working on it himself? Was the virus he developed the same as the one LV Bowie gave her? What's wrong? Su Jiran asked. Baiya took a deep breath. Are you still working on the virus you developed last time? Ha. Su Jiran just chuckled. Do you want me to develop it or not? If these things are used well, they will be the country's most powerful weapons. If we don't use it well, it will also be a disaster for mankind, Baiya added. As long as it's under control, there won't be a problem. What I've developed so far isn't contagious. However, if you don't want me to study it, I won't, Xinyan said seriously. Not infectious? Then it should be different from LV Bowie's. Where are you now? Let's meet up. I have something to discuss with you, said Baiya. Is it convenient for you to come out? It's safer for me to come find you. After all, Xing Dongqing is no longer a threat to me, Su Jiran said with certainty. Do you still remember the place where we first met? Your university. Let's meet there. I'll take the bus here alone. Wait for me at the school gate, Baiya said in a deep voice. She opened the cupboard and chose a black and loose down jacket. It's too dangerous for you to come out alone. Su Jiran was worried. Currently, Xing Dongqing, Zhuochuani, and Su Zheng are extremely busy. They won't have the time to deal with me. That's all. I'll be there in about an hour. I'll contact you when I arrive. Baiya did not give Su Jiran a chance to speak and hung up the phone. She put on the down jacket, cut her hair, put on a hat and a mask. She looked so ordinary that she could disappear into the crowd when she walked on the road. She left through the secret passage. Just as she got on the bus, her phone rang. Seeing that it was an anonymous call, she thought that Su Jiran had arrived. She picked up the phone. I'm on the bus. I'll be there in half an hour. Where are you going? Xing Buhuo was surprised. His voice was low, as if he was trying to suppress his emotions. He asked, Where are you going? Baiya was stunned. She explained, I have to go out and deal with some things. What things are you going to deal with? Xing Buhuo asked. His chest was heaving up and down violently. He was not calm. Do you know how dangerous it is for you to go out alone? Where are you now? I'll come and pick you up. No need. I'll go back in a while. Baiya refused. Xing Buhuo felt Baiya's alienation. There was a fire in his heart. He raised his voice. Where are you going? Baiya took a deep breath. Xing Buhuo's pressure made it hard for her to breathe. I have an appointment with Su Jiran. There are some things I need to deal with. What things do you need to deal with? Don't forget that he is being chased by Xing Dongqing. Are you going to meet him so that Xing Dongqing can kill two birds with one stone? Xing Buhuo was annoyed. No, Xing Dongqing is in a hurry to put out the fire. He has no time for other things. I don't want you to meet him. He's your ex-husband. I don't think you need to meet him in private. Xing Buhua spoke his mind directly. I'll tell you the reason tomorrow. That's it for now. Baya insisted. What? Tomorrow? You're not coming back today? I'm waiting for you in the library. Xing Buhua was even more agitated. I'll be back. Wait for me for 2 hours. I'll hang up first. Don't hang up. Xing Buhua said domineeringly. Baya didn't hang up. She remained silent. You'll only be happy if I die of anger, right? Sneaking out to meet my ex-husband. You know I don't like him. Xing Buhua frowned and clenched his fists tightly. His brain was about to explode. Baya also knew that she shouldn't hide it from Gu Lingqing. However, there were some things that she didn't want to tell him. I won't do anything with Su Jiaran. I only have you in my heart. You're still worried about me? It's not like we haven't seen Su Jiaran's methods. Maybe he injected the virus into you. He will do anything to get you. How can you go to him in private without any precautions? Xing Buhua questioned. Even if he injected the virus into me, I won't be threatened by him even if I die. Wait for me for 2 hours. I'll cook you delicious food when I come back. Baya said kindly. You still don't want to tell me, right? Xing Buhua was really annoyed. Baya didn't say anything. He sneered. Now he could understand Qiu Ting's feelings. He loved Baya. That was why he called Baya secretly. Even if he hurt Qiu Ting, he had to protect Baya. As for Qiu Ting, she must have felt that he had someone else in his heart. Because she couldn't get him and because she loved him, she insisted on making things difficult for Xing Shang. Was Baya protecting Su Jiaran now? If it wasn't for me, would you be with Su Jiaran? Xing Buhua asked coldly. Baya sighed and her heart ached faintly. Gu Lingqing had been hurt because she hadn't made it clear what she had done. She didn't want to repeat the mistakes of the past. Just say it. Chapter 668. You're not going to tell me about this? You're going to tell him first. Xing Buhua was even more agitated and his voice was getting sharper. I'm not telling you because you have a lot on your plate right now. Not many things have happened to him? Xing Buhua raised his voice and interrupted her. His anger was bursting out. The anger was like a flood attacking her, pressing down on her so that she couldn't escape. That's because I don't want to care about anything else after I find the right person. I just want to be with you. What country, what honor, I don't want anything, and I don't want any responsibility that I can't give up. Baya blurted out. Her voice was so loud that everyone on the bus looked at her. She lowered her head awkwardly. Xing Buhua understood. She did not tell him because she was worried that he would have to bear the responsibility and not be able to leave easily. His tone softened. Don't look for Su Jiaran. He is too shrewd and not suitable to be entrusted with heavy responsibilities. Moreover, there might be other disasters. Where are you now? I'll come and pick you up. I'm going to my university. Call me when you reach the entrance. Baya said and hung up the phone. She looked out of the window. She was really tired of fighting and scheming against each other every day. She had to set up traps to suppress the other party. Xing Dongqing was dead. After Su Zheng and Zhu Chuanyi were suppressed, Xinyan should be able to sit tight. She wanted to leave too. Just as she got out of the bus, her phone rang. The black Camry at the entrance is mine, the license plate ending with 510. Get in. Baya found the Camry and opened the door. She sat in the passenger seat and looked at Su Jiaran. He was much thinner than before, so thin that it made one's heart ache. However, he was still charming. Come to think of it, Su Jiaran was also a pitiful person. He had no parents and lived with hatred since he was young. When he finally let go of his hatred, even his foster mother who cared about him was dead. Up until now he had nothing. Su Jiaran smiled charmingly. I knew it was you. Baya recalled that when they had just met, he was also like this. Just a slight smile was enough to make him look like a peerless beauty, filled with endless kindness, gentleness, and consideration. At the same time, she also thought of Gu Lingqing. She thought of Gu Lingqing waiting for her at the entrance of the hospital. She thought of Gu Lingqing going to the barren mountain to save her. She thought of her and Gu Lingqing eating and reading together. She thought of the warm days when he was by her side. My heart is very wet. If it's not me who dares not to expose such a package, who else can it be? Baya said elegantly. Yes. Do you have something to tell me? Su Jiaran returned to the topic at hand. She was originally here to entrust an important task to him, but Gu Lingqing did not agree. She still had to think carefully, so she changed the topic. What are you going to do after Xing Dongqing dies? Su Jiaran was facing Baya. He stopped smiling and said seriously, I don't want to lie to you and I won't lie to you anymore. In fact, I contacted Xinyan. Baiya was shocked. His parents died because of you. You are really bold. Su Jiran smiled wickedly. Xinyan is a person who does big things. He doesn't care about trifles. Moreover, his parents died because he killed my mother. There is a reason for it. He can even tolerate Xing Dongqing, who is behind the scenes, so he can definitely tolerate me. Moreover, Xing Dongqing is gone. He needs someone to take over Xing Dongqing's work. In terms of working ability, I am 100 times better than Xing Dongqing. So, Xinyan also knows that Xing Dongqing will die tomorrow? Baiya looked at Su Jiran in surprise. He knows. He told me the method. We don't need to do anything. Someone will naturally take Xing Dongqing's life. Xing Dongqing has committed too many crimes before. There are countless people who want him to die. Su Jiran said in a deep voice. Xinyan wants Xing Dongqing to die today. When he stabilizes his position, the next one will be you. Are you crazy? Why do you still work for him? Baiya frowned in surprise. Shaya. Su Jiran smiled. He was exceptionally happy. Are you worried about me? Baiya paused. I don't want to lie to you. I've loved you, hated you, felt sorry for you and hated you. You once wanted me to die and I once wanted you to die. You once saved me and I once saved you. We lived together for 3 years and it's not like we didn't have feelings for each other during those 3 years. Today there is only Gu Lingqing in my heart. Even if I care about you, it won't change anything. So, if you still have hope for me, you should quickly give up. Su Jiran sighed helplessly. I envy that guy. Even if I let Zhou Hailan out, it didn't change the relationship between you two. Xiaoya, I've given up on you. I will find a good girl in the future. I will love and spoil her. I will give her what I didn't give you before, but now I want to give you everything. So live well. If you stay by Xinyan's side, even if you have power, it's like asking a tiger for its skin. Xinyan's schemes and strategies are above mine. But he has a weakness. Lu Shuang, have you forgotten? Su Jiran reminded him. Baiya's heart tightened. She said impatiently, so, do you want Lu Shuang to make a fuss and become the president? Su Jiran, Lu Shuang is my best friend, and he's also the person I've lost the most money to. If you want to deal with him, I won't let you go, even if I have to pay for your life with mine. Su Jiran stroked Baiya's head. His fingers rubbed her scalp with great pity. Baiya's whole body stiffened and she looked at him defensively. Okay, I'll listen to you. After leaving Xinyan, I'll also leave a land and find a place to live again. I won't come back in the future. In order not to make my future wife sad, I won't contact you again. Xiaoya, after today we'll have to yearn for the martial arts world. Can you give me a hug? Su Jiran said softly with a smile at the corner of his mouth. Tears flowed down from his left eye. She felt very sad in her heart. In a person's life there would be many passers-by. College roommates, people who got along well with each other on a trip, people who got along well with each other at work, people who once appeared by one's side and became the closest at that time. However, these people would disappear in one's life, never to contact each other, and become a chapter in one's memory. The only people who could get along with each other forever were one's partner, parents, and children. But now she had no parents. Where were her son and partner? It was not easy for her to open her heart to someone, because she was afraid of losing them after opening her heart. In the end, she was too afraid of losing them, so there were not many people in her heart. Su Jiran was a person who once stayed in her heart. Now, Su Jiran was about to start a lonely journey and she, at this moment, felt lonely too. Chapter 669. Reality has proven that you can work hard to fall in love with someone else. Keep it up, Baiya choked. He hugged her tightly, not wanting to let go. He wanted time to stop at this moment. He knew that if he let go this time it would be forever. But after all, Baiya was really not his anymore, so he had to let her go. Su Jiran took a deep breath and let go of her. He looked into her red eyes and saw himself in them. He felt that even if he had nothing, it would be worth it. Take care. Baiya nodded. Take care. She opened the car door and got out. In the end, she didn't tell him about the virus. It would take at least an hour to get from the manor to her school. Gu Lingqing wouldn't be able to get there so quickly. She sent a message to Xing Buhua. I'm in the private room of the restaurant we ate at last time. It's 104 near the school. Do you remember it? When Xing Buhua saw the message from Baiya, he frowned and sped up. He definitely didn't know her, so he could only look for her one by one. He arrived near the school and found 4 restaurants. When he reached the 5th restaurant, the lady boss saw him and smiled. Xiaoya has been waiting for you for a long time. I'm going to cook for you now. Do you want to come over and choose the fish? Okay. After finding Bai Ye, Xing Buhua heaved a sigh of relief and followed the lady boss to the backyard. There was a water tank in the backyard and it was filled with live crucian carps. Has Xiaoya ordered all the dishes? Xing Buhua asked tentatively. Yes, braised pork with preserved vegetables. It's your favorite, right? I've already steamed it. Small fish tofu, winter gourd ribs, tomato and egg. This time I'll give you an extra grandma's dish, the lady boss said with a smile. Xing Buhua smiled politely. Then I'll have an extra bowl of rice this time. Feel free to eat. There's no charge, the lady boss said warmly. Thank you. No wonder Xiaoya can't forget the dishes here. It turns out that there's such a nice boss. You can choose the fish as you see fit. I'm not worried. I'm going to find Xiaoya first, Xing Buhua said warmly. Go, she's been waiting for you for a while. Xing Buhua entered the private room. Bai Ye was playing Snake. When she saw him, she put down her phone and glanced at him. She didn't say anything, but her eyes seemed to say a lot. Xing Buhua couldn't bear to scold her. He sat down opposite her. Don't do this again. Do you know how worried I was when I went to your place and saw you? Bai Ye said softly, you've been so busy recently. There are so many things to deal with. I'm afraid that I'll cause you trouble. Your business is the most important to me. Xing Buhua held her hand. This sentence sounded familiar to Bai Ye. He had said it before. Although she didn't express her love for this sentence, she had always been touched. I won't do this next time. I'll discuss it with you in the future. If you have any problems, you have to discuss it with me. Husband and wife need to communicate, Bai Ye said. Her voice was like a drizzle in spring, mixed with a unique fragrance that could make people feel at ease. Their whole body would be immersed in the gentle beauty, and they would not be able to resist at all. Xing Buhua smiled and changed the topic. I heard that you ordered my favorite, braised pork with preserved vegetables. I was going to cook it for you when I got back today, Bai Ye explained. I've already bought the best streaky pork. I'm already hungry after hearing what you said. I'll definitely go to your place tomorrow. Is Zhuchuani leaving for F-land in the afternoon? Bai Ye asked. Yes. Xing Buhua's eyes darkened. When it came to work, he became serious. If B-land doesn't contact me tomorrow, I'm going to leave for B-land the day after tomorrow. I'm worried that I'll confess under torture. In fact, according to the normal procedure, Country B should contact you today. Let's wait another day and see. If they contact you, it's best if they let us contact you first. They have the initiative, Bai Ye said. That's right. The boss's wife pushed the door open and came in with braised pork with preserved vegetables. Try the braised pork first. It's been stewed for a long time. I'll bring some rice over later. Bai Ye smiled. Thank you. You're welcome. I like you, girl. The boss's wife said happily and turned to leave. Xing Buhua looked at the boss's back and sighed. Luckily it's a girl. Otherwise I'll definitely be jealous. Bai Ye smiled and held Xing Buhua's hand. She said seriously, after we've dealt with Sheng Dongqing and taken down Zhuchuani, let's leave this place. We can go to a deserted island or travel around the world. It's not enough to take down Zhuchuani. I still have scores to settle with him, Xing Buhua said solemnly. Bai Ye was suspicious. Is it the secret about you that Lady Zheng told me last time? Xing Buhua nodded. Do you remember the first time something happened to me? It was the one that exploded on the ship. How could Bai Ye forget? That explosion had blown up her soul. You're saying that Zhuchuani did it? It should be him. Xing Buhua's eyes were deep and heavy. That explosion was done by Sheng Dongqing. Zhuchuani assassinated Gu Lingqing. He had to take revenge for his brother. But he couldn't tell Bai Ye clearly, so he could only choose to lie. Bai Ye lowered her head in disappointment. Sheng Dongqing would be dealt with tomorrow. But what about Zhuchuani? Xing Buhua could see Bai Ye's depression. He put his other hand on Bai Ye's and said in a low voice, It'll be over soon. I have a lot of evidence. There will be a good show at the beginning of next year. In less than half a year, Zhuchuani will definitely be dealt with. Bai Ye tilted her head and leaned on his arm. Our child will be born in half a year. I really hope that everything will be settled by then. We can leave with our child and live a carefree life. We have at least 50 years to live. Thinking about it, there's more happiness than sadness. It's still full of hope. Xing Buhua lowered his head and kissed her forehead. Yes, there's more happiness than sadness. The proprietress came in and saw Xing Buhua kissing Bai Ye's forehead. She smiled and said, You two are so close. Are you married? Xing Buhua put his hand on Bai Ye's belly. We're having our second child. That's great. I hope you can be happy forever. The proprietress said sweetly. She put down the rice in Grandma's dish. It turned out that Grandma's dish was a specially developed pickled vegetable. To use a common name, it was sour beans. It went well with rice. Bai Ye gently scooped rice for Xing Buhua. His phone rang. It was Xing Shang. He was annoyed. He clenched his teeth and answered the phone. Chapter 670. He's Xing Shang's. I've had some conflicts with him recently. Xing Buhua didn't hide anything. He doesn't seem to like me. Bai Ye recalled Xing Shang's reaction when he saw her. He doesn't want me to see you. He's afraid that I'll expose my identity and arouse suspicion. After all, he's been in hiding for so many years. He's an ambitious person. Xing Buhua lowered his head and ate a mouthful of rice. Is he reliable? Bai Ye was worried. She picked up a piece of braised pork for him. He's a good friend of my father. I'm talking about my biological father. He should be reliable. However, he's too ambitious. You should eat too. You have 2 mouths to eat. More. Look at how thin you are. Xing Buhua felt sorry for him. Bai Ye nodded. His phone rang again. Answer it. Running away isn't the solution. Communicate properly. Besides, a white lie can avoid conflicts. Everyone's goal is the same. That way it can be forgiven, Bai Ye said gently. Xing Buhua's heart trembled. He looked at Bai Ye with a burning gaze. A white lie can be forgiven? Answer it. As long as we have the same goal, it's fine. Okay. Wait a moment. Xing Buhua answered the phone. Where are you? Xing Shang asked violently. His voice was filled with his bad temper. I'm eating outside. I'll come back after dinner. If there's anything, wait for me to come back. That's all. Xing Buhua didn't wait for Xing Shang to speak and hung up. He sounds like he's in a bad mood. Bai Ye said worriedly. It's normal for him to be in a bad mood. Menopause is normal. Xing Buhua picked up a piece of braised pork for Bai Ye. He smiled slightly. Let's not talk about him. It's time for us to have dinner. Okay. Bai Ye smiled. She took a big bite of the braised pork. It's delicious. Eat more. The lady boss heard them. She served a bowl of delicious fish soup with tofu. I want to eat 2 bowls of rice. Bai Ye praised the lady boss. Okay. You two can finish all the rice in my house. I'll be happy to, the lady boss said with a smile. Xing Buhua picked up the meat from the fish's belly and put it into Bai Ye's bowl. I heard that eating fish is smart. You eating it is the same as our child eating it? Hee, I've heard about it too, Bai Ye said with a smile. She took the initiative to pick up the fish head and put it in her bowl. Are you sure you want to come tomorrow night? Yeah, I missed the fish in our lake. You made the best fish in the world. I should be free tomorrow morning. I'll go fishing and wait for you to come back for dinner. Okay. Xing Buhua smiled at her. A warm moment like this was really good. He really hoped that time would stop at this moment forever. However, the better the time, the shorter it felt. After dinner, Bai Ye put on a mask. Xing Buhua held her hand and walked out. Suddenly he stopped. A sharp light flashed in his eyes. He looked back and glanced at the black car on the side of the road. His face darkened. What's wrong? Bai Ye followed Xing Buhua's gaze. She also glanced at the black car. She had a bad feeling in her heart. He stuffed the car key into Bai Ye's hand. He lowered his voice and said to Bai Ye, "Get in the car and wait for me." Okay. Bai Ye saw him like this. She didn't dare to hold him back. She immediately got into his car. Xing Buhua came to the black car and knocked on the window. The window was lowered. Li Junyan looked at Xing Buhua worriedly. My phone has an anti-tracking device. How did you follow me? Xing Buhua stared at Li Junyan sharply. Old Master asked someone from the traffic control department to follow you an hour ago. He asked me to follow you and report to him at any time, Li Junyan said with a troubled expression. So you reported it? Xing Buhua looked at him coldly. Of course not. How could I betray the chief? But Old Master knows where you are. You came to this school. He guessed that you are with Bai Ye, Li Junyan reminded him. I got it. Just say that I had a meal with a girl. Yes, that's what I said. I only took the side profile of the photo. Miss Bai was wearing a mask and dressed like an ordinary student. Old Master only suspected it. He didn't have any solid evidence. Okay. You go back first. You can report that I found you. I'll handle the rest, Xing Buhua ordered. Okay. Li Junyan called. Xing Buhua returned to the car. Are we being followed? Baya asked. Xing Shang asked for help from the traffic control department. They should be watching my car now. I can't send you back. I'll send you to the mall. You can change your clothes there. They shouldn't be able to follow you then, Xing Buhua suggested. Don't worry. I can do it alone. No. What if they follow you and catch you before you change your clothes? Call Zhang Xingyu. I'll be more at ease if they protect me, Xing Buhua instructed. Baya nodded. Call Zhang Xingyu now. I'll send you to Shuiyu International. Xing Buhua stared at Baya. Baya knew that he cared about her. He didn't want anything to happen to her so she could face his domineering attitude calmly. She made the call in front of him. Madam, have you seen it on the internet? Xing Dongqing and Su Zheng are fighting. Both sides are sending videos to attack each other. Your plan is very effective, Zhang Xingyu said excitedly. He was secretly delighted as he left a message on the web page. Baya was relatively calm. She knew that Xing Dongqing would die the next day. She was just digging her own grave now. Well, I'll be at Shuiyu International in half an hour. Can you pick me up? Baya said. When did you go to Shuiyu International? Why didn't an Ing report to me? Zhang Xingyu said worriedly. I came out from the secret passage, Baya explained. Xing Buhua looked at Baya. She told Zhang Xingyu about the secret passage. However, he didn't say anything. He respected her decision and trusted her judgment. He continued driving. Xing Shang will definitely question you when you get back, right? Baya asked worriedly. Don't worry. He doesn't have the right to do that. He'll just nag at me. He held her hand and smiled at Baya. Don't worry about me. Have you met Su Jiran? He asked this question at this time. It was probably because the dinner just now was so warm that he didn't want to ruin it. I've met him. I didn't tell him about the biochemical weapons. I didn't hear you talk about biochemical weapons before? Xing Buhua was curious. He thought that he had investigated her and Gu Lingqing's past in detail. Chapter 671. She looked at Xing Buhua. I want to destroy the biochemical weapon and research on the antidote. I've already told Mom that I want to buy some equipment, but I don't want her to worry. I'm only talking about medical equipment. Of course, I'll also buy some commonly used medical equipment, Baya said briefly. Since the biochemical weapon has been destroyed, why do you still need to research on the antidote? Xing Buhua was confused. The information and professionals have been spread out. I'm worried that one day the biochemical weapon will appear. So it's better to be prepared. Only Mom, Zhang Xingyu, and you know that the biochemical weapon is in my hands, Baya said. I understand. Anyway, this matter is not urgent. Let's leave it with you. When we find someone reliable, we can hand it over. It won't be too late then, Xing Buhua suggested. Baya nodded and leaned against the chair. She looked forward with droopy eyes and pulled on the seatbelt casually. I might not be able to come tonight, Xing Buhua said thoughtfully. I understand. Don't be too tired. Your body is your own. Your life is more important than anything else to me. Xing Buhua smiled and looked at her gently. He repeated her words, your life is more important than anything else to me. The two of them looked at each other and smiled. We've thought of many names for our child. I've thought of another one recently. I think it's not bad. Baya changed the topic. What? Xing Buhua was curious. He hadn't been with them before, so he didn't know what they had named their child. Zichuan Gu Zichuan. I hope he's healthy, happy, and perfect. My parents are perfect too. I hope we can be together. Baya looked at him. Her eyes were sparkling. Even if he wasn't Gu Lingqing, he was moved when he saw her like this. The more he was like this, the more he regretted not appearing by her side earlier. Okay, I'll do whatever you want, Xing Buhua said lovingly. Baya tilted her head and leaned on his shoulder, softly humming a lively song. He also felt that his heart was full. How long will it take for Zhang Xingyu to reach Water Moon International? It should be soon. He is now taking care of Shirlan in the hospital. It won't be far. That's good. For safety's sake, I'll drive there when he arrives at Shuiyu International, in case Xing Shang takes advantage of him. Xing Buhua looked at the rear mirror. It was never wrong to pay more attention. Moreover, it was related to Baya, so he could not neglect it. Half an hour later, Zhang Xingyu called. Xing Buhua drove to Shuiyu International. As soon as Baya got out of the car, his phone rang. It was Xing Shang again. He answered the call patiently. What's up? I'll be there in half an hour. Hua Rui is here, Xing Shang reminded. Xing Buhua's eyes flashed with ridicule. She and Qiu Ting are at loggerheads, Xing Shang said helplessly. So what do you want me to do? Xing Buhua's eyes drooped as he looked forward lazily. If you want to be the president, Hua Rui will be your springboard. At the moment, Qiu isn't suitable to appear as your woman. I will tell Qiu to restrain herself, but don't hurt her too much. After all, you are already husband and wife. She gave her first time to you. A woman's first time is very precious. A woman's first time is very precious and worth cherishing, Xing Shang said meaningfully. Xing Buhua twitched the corner of his mouth. So, whoever she gives her first time to will marry her. Of course, Qiu Ting is a good girl. Being faithful is a virtue of a father and daughter. Also, who is the woman you met today? Baya? That's not possible. She's alone and has no protection. Don't tell me you found another person outside? Xing Shang was worried and angry. I planted someone in Zhuqiuni. That's all for now. I'll be there soon, Xing Buhua said and hung up. As soon as he appeared at the Xing family's house, Hua Rui rushed to him. Since you didn't contact me, I have to contact you. My sister wants me to take you to her. What's your relationship? If not, why would he follow you to see your sister? Qiu Ting said arrogantly. Don't you know the relationship between me and him? Otherwise, why would I ask him to see my sister? Hua Rui retorted. No, Hua, don't go, Qiu Ting said to Xing Buhua in a commanding tone. No, Hua. My sister is the president's wife. Can't she even see you? She said that you are going abroad tomorrow, Hua Rui said coquettishly. She was beautiful. When she acted coquettishly, she showed the sweetness of a young girl. Xing Buhua twitched the corner of his mouth and looked at Xing Shang calmly. Grandpa, do you think I should go? Xing Shang didn't expect Xing Buhua to throw the question to him. Qiu Ting raised her chin arrogantly. She knew that Xing Shang doted on her and did whatever she wanted. Xing Shang sighed. Since the president's wife wants to see you, it's good for you to go. You can also discuss with the president about the trip to country B. Qiu Ting looked at Xing Shang in shock. She stamped her feet and said, Grandpa. Qiu Ting, come with me to the study. Xing Shang walked in front of her. Qiu Ting looked at Xing Buhua reluctantly. She met Xing Buhua's cold eyes. She knew that Xing Buhua only listened to Xing Shang. If Xing Shang didn't help her, there was nothing she could do. She could only follow Xing Shang to the study with her head lowered. Hua Rui hugged Xing Buhua's arm happily. She smiled sweetly and said, Let's go, Hua. Compared to facing Xing Shang and Qiu Ting, he would rather face Hua Rui. At least Hua Rui wasn't a person who didn't know her limits. He walked out of the car and sat in the driver's seat. He looked ahead with a deep gaze. Hua Rui glanced at him and pointed at the decorations on his car. She seemed to be doing it on purpose. She asked, Qiu Ting likes you, right? Yes. Xing Buhua didn't deny it. Hua Rui looked at Xing Buhua in surprise. She blinked her eyes and looked disappointed and worried. What's your attitude towards her? What do you think? Xing Buhua said ambiguously. I don't like her. If you like her, you wouldn't have come out with me. Hua Rui guessed. Yes. Xing Buhua didn't deny it. Hua Rui smiled and pursed her lips. She thought for a while and asked shyly, What about me? Do you like me? I don't feel anything, Xing Buhua said. He pulled the corner of his mouth and smiled faintly. Hua Rui looked at him with her eyes wide open. If you don't like me, why did you come out with me? Xing Buhua glanced at her and said, Because I don't feel anything for you. I hate her. Hua Rui was speechless. She was surrounded by many rich men, but none of them was as bad as Xing Buhua. He was full of naughtiness. However, she liked people like him and wanted to conquer him. He could make her heart beat faster with just one look. She believed that she could conquer him. Hello everyone. I'm Qin Tang Tang. You can follow me on WeChat. Chapter 672. President's Palace. Shinian was working in the study when Hua Zixing knocked on the door and entered. Shinian looked up at her. What's the matter? Hua Rui will be bringing her boyfriend over for dinner in a while, Hua Zixing said with a smile as she walked to Shinian's desk. Hua Rui found a boyfriend? Shinian was shocked as he closed his laptop. He had been too busy recently and did not pay attention to many things. Now was the time for the most crucial battle. Yeah, you know him too. He's Xing Buhua, Hua Zixing said. Xing Buhua. Shinian was even more surprised. His face was exactly the same as Gu Lingqing's, and that was enough to make people worry. He said he was going after Baya the day before yesterday. Are you sure he's Hua Rui's boyfriend now? Hua Zixing smiled. This Xing Buhua is not an ordinary person. He appeared in Country M before and I suspected that he was trying to get close to Hua Rui then. But he didn't get close to Hua Rui in the end, right? Baiya is a woman who can easily move a man's heart. She's mature, magnanimous, understanding and easy to get along with. She has her own charisma. You saw it too. Once he said he was going after Baiya, something happened immediately. If he had a brain he would know that Baiya is not someone to be trifled with. Hua Rui is not bad either. She's pretty, has a good figure and has a lively and cute personality. Most importantly, she has a strong background and her sister is the president's wife of Country A. She's his best choice, Hua Zixing analyzed confidently. Xinyan smiled. There were a bunch of men who looked at a woman's looks. This was the reality of society. However, there were also a bunch of men who looked at a woman's heart and nature. After interacting with Xing Buhua for a while, he felt that Xing Buhua was not a shallow man. Don't be so optimistic. We can wait and see if Hua Rui has a partner. It's not that I'm being optimistic. Look, isn't Xing Buhua willing to come? I think there's hope. Moreover, if Hua Rui marries Xing Buhua will be one of us, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will still be in our hands, right? Hua Zixing suggested. I hope so. Call me when he arrives, Xinyan instructed. All right, Hua Zixing replied. She thought that Xinyan was going to work, but he got up and went to Lu Shuang's room. She felt really uncomfortable in her heart. She took a few deep breaths, but she still felt like there was a stone pressing down on her heart, making it hard for her to breathe. Nangongyu walked in. Xinyan went to Lu Shuang's room, Hua Zixing complained. Now she could only confide in Nangongyu to calm her down. Xing Buhua will be here soon. It's a good thing that he's here. Even if you're intimate with Xinyan, it's only natural. Once a woman gets jealous, it's easy for a man to get tired of her. Nangongyu reminded her. Okay. Hua Zixing knew what to do. When Xinyan entered the room, Lu Shuang was playing games. When she saw Xinyan, she hurriedly switched off her computer and explained, Well, I'm a little tired from reading so I'm playing games to pass the time. Xinyan smiled. It was already beyond his expectations that she would take the initiative to read books. He had grown up with her, so how could he not know what kind of person she was? When Xing Buhua comes, you can try and look at him. Xinyan ordered. Don't worry. Even if I look at him he won't like me. Lu Shuang said, knowing his own limitations. Why did Xinyan feel that it didn't sound good? Are you saying that I'm blind? Xinyan looked at her with drooping eyes. Lu Shuang squeezed her with his shoulder and said, After all, I don't have good taste. We're a match made in heaven, so don't look down on each other. Xinyan crossed her arms and looked down at her. Displeased, she said, Come on, tell me what's it about me that you don't like? Lu Shuang counted with his fingers. First, in terms of appearance you're too feminine. You're prettier than a woman. That's wrong in itself. I need a lot of courage to stand with you. Xinyan, I'm just good looking. How am I feminine? Have you forgotten my bravery when you're comfortable? Xinyan knocked his head. Second, you have a bad temper and a violent personality. Lu Shuang said immediately. He stared at her without any emotion in his eyes. He stopped and waited for her to continue. Lu Shuang continued to count with his fingers. Third, you're a remarried man. Xinyan. Fourth, your job is too dangerous. There's no freedom and too many messy things. If you're not careful you'll be finished. Even if you're not finished there's so much work. It's not easy at all. I don't feel particularly happy. Lu Shuang said bluntly. Don't you feel honored to be the president's wife? Xinyan asked. Lu Shuang gave him a look of disdain. Well, everyone has their own ambitions. Some people think that pork is delicious while others hate eating pork. For me, I want to find a 9-to-5 job, meet up with my friends every day, sing songs, eat meals and play games. That's my life goal. Xinyan's eyes turned cold. She was unhappy and her face turned a little pale. Then I'm really a burden to you. He was angry and turned around. Lu Shuang hugged him from behind and poked his head out. Actually, you have one good point that can offset everything else. Xinyan looked at him and said sarcastically, Oh, I have another good point. Lu Shuang smiled and ran from behind to in front of him. She hugged the back of his neck. I have to correct you. For me there are two good points about you that are better. Xinyan looked at her sneaky look and his eyes were full of slyness. He liked this side of her. No matter how angry he was, it disappeared. He put his hand on her waist and said, I'd like to hear more. Ah, your genes are good. For the sake of our country's next generation, I have to stay by your side, enjoy the rain and dew and grow strong and healthy. Lu Shuang seemed to be serious. He was pleased by her words and smiled. What else? My future wife is good. For the sake of your future wife, even if you get 0 points, I will add 100 points for you, Lu Shuang said proudly. Shinian bit her lips lightly. You're so good at talking. Don't change the topic. Remember, don't look blindly or I will really get jealous. Inexplicably, Lu Shuang felt a sweet feeling flowing in his heart. He nodded. Got it. Look at me, how generous. You can look at girls all you want. I don't care. Chapter 673. Lu Shuang hugged her shoulders and said domineeringly, Don't misunderstand, I don't care. It's not because I don't care about you, it's because I trust you. You know, this is a big plus for me. Shinian sighed and carried her up by the waist. She placed her on the bed and looked at her with a burning gaze. I'm just scared because you ran away. Lu Shuang chuckled. Didn't you come back in the end? Yeah. Shinian looked at her lips and kissed her slowly. There was a knock on the door. Shinian frowned and looked at the door. What's the matter? Hua Zixing did not come in. She stood at the door and said, Ian Xingbuhua and Hua Rui are downstairs now. Dinner will be ready in 10 minutes. Got it. I'll be there in a while, Shinian said in a low voice. I'm going to disguise myself as your assistant. Otherwise Xingbuhua will be suspicious. I have to get up now. Lu Shuang rolled off the bed and did not give Shinian a chance to linger. He had too many things to deal with recently and did not have the mood to do that. He stood up from the bed and returned to his room. He tidied his hair and clothes and came out of the room. Xingbuhua and Hua Rui were already downstairs. Hua Rui held Hua Zixing's hand and said to her in a coquettish manner in front of Xingbuhua, Sis, he's here. Don't bully him or my boyfriend will fly away. Hua Zixing smiled gently. How could I bully him? I can't wait to protect him. You're like a wild horse. No one can tame you. It's good to let him control you. Of course not, the human world is very obedient. Sister, you're making me look bad, Hua Rui pouted and said coquettishly. Hua Zixing looked at Xingbuhua. Previously she had thought that he looked like Gu Lingqing, but now that she was looking at him from such a close distance, he looked exactly the same. The creator was truly amazing. If I didn't know you, I would have thought that you were Gu Lingqing's twin brother. Even his mother, Song Shiyu, couldn't tell. Logically speaking, Gu Lingqing and I should be considered relatives. However, we're too far apart from each other. Xingbuhua lowered his voice and said in a hoarse voice. How is that possible? You're the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and you're in charge of our country's intelligence work. Gu Lingqing is the head of the Special Forces, a general. But in terms of work, you're about the same. It's hard to say who's better, Hua Zixing praised. Xingbuhua forced a smile. It's a pity that I haven't had a good chat with him. Haven't had a good chat with anyone? Shinian asked as she walked down the stairs. Lu Shuang was wearing an old-fashioned suit and following behind Shinian. He didn't wear any makeup and wore black-rimmed glasses, looking very low-key. At first glance he really did look like an assistant. Xingbuhua looked at Shinian. Just a casual chat. You're going to Country B tomorrow, right? Shinian asked. Before Xingbuhua could speak, Hua Zixing interrupted. You don't talk about work the moment Xingbuhua comes. It's almost time for dinner, it's not good to starve. She casually held onto Shinian's arm, glancing at Lu Shuang from the corner of her eye. Lu Shuang looked at Xingbuhua, then at Hua Rui. He was deep in thought and didn't even look at Hua Zixing and Shinian. She really didn't expect Xingbuhua to have an affair with Hua Zixing's sister. She had originally wanted to matchmake him with Baiya, but it seemed like there was no need for that anymore. It's alright, I've already eaten, Xingbuhua said. Hua Rui was slightly stunned. You've already eaten? I ate outside, I'll go back after eating, Xingbuhua said indifferently. You're eating so early? Hua Rui was surprised and a little annoyed. It's alright, we can eat more after eating, just treat it as supper. I invited you too late, I'm sorry. Hua Zixing continued and took the initiative to admit her mistake, making others feel that she was a good person and not making others feel awkward. Lu Shuang learned that this was the skill of language to make others feel comfortable. Xingbuhua couldn't refuse anymore. Then I'll have to trouble you, Mrs. President. It's no trouble at all, isn't it great? Hua Zixing joked casually and looked at Nangongyu. Shall you ask the kitchen to prepare dinner? Xingbuhua looked at Nangongyu, a deep look flashing in his eyes. Nangongyu nodded respectfully and walked to the kitchen. Xing Buhua then looked at Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang met his gaze and quickly looked down. What's wrong? Do I look repulsive? Xing Buhua felt that her behavior was strange and asked Lu Shuang with a smile. Everyone looked at Lu Shuang, including Shenyan. Well, the scene is too beautiful, I don't dare to look at it, Lu Shuang explained. Xing Buhua smiled. His facial features were beautiful to begin with, and when he smiled, he was even more charming. You're good with words. Lu Shuang felt Shenyan's displeased gaze and felt a chill down his spine. Stop praising me. If you continue, I'll be in trouble. Xing Buhua smiled brightly. Why? She couldn't say that Shenyan would be jealous, could she? She said casually, You're blinding my titanium eyes. Xing Buhua burst into laughter. He knew that Lu Shuang and Baiyu were very good friends. However, the two of them had completely different personalities. It was hard to imagine that they could be such good friends. Hua Zixing's face darkened. She wanted to learn from Lu Shuang's humor. When she told a joke, no one laughed. When Lu Shuang spoke seriously, those men laughed. Shenyan's expression darkened as well. Let's eat first. He removed Hua Zixing's hand without batting an eyelid and walked in front with a cold expression. Lu Shuang saw that Shenyan's expression was not good and knew that things were not going well. After sitting down, Shenyan held his hand and squeezed it hard. Feeling the pain, Lu Shuang pulled her hand out, but he held it tightly again. With a strange expression, he asked Xing Buhua, I heard from Zidan that you're dating Lil Rue? Brother-in-law, I'm not dating. I'm just trying. Hua Rue corrected him shyly. It's good to try. They might not be suitable. Hua Rue is the most beautiful woman in Country M. Shenyan said. Most beautiful woman? Lu Shuang glanced at Hua Rue. She felt that Baiyu was much prettier than her. Not only were Baiyu's facial features better, but Baiyu's temperament was definitely better than this little princess's. No way, the most beautiful woman is my sister, okay? Hua Rue stuck out her tongue and said. Lu Shuang was very calm. She felt that God was fair to everyone. If you give a little more here, you'll take back a little somewhere else. Hua Zixing was beautiful, but she was sick. She would rather look ordinary, be healthy and eat well. Moreover, she was much better than ordinary. Thinking about it this way, she felt very balanced. Lu Shuang, what do you think? Hua Rue asked Lu Shuang on purpose. You're beautiful. Whatever you say. Lu Shuang said perfunctorily. Then do you think my sister isn't beautiful? Hua Rue deliberately found fault with him. Lu Shuang couldn't be bothered with them. They're both beautiful. Whatever you say. Hua Rue. Chapter 674. Hua Zixing was upset too. She was hugging Shenyan, but Lu Shuang didn't react at all. It was as if he didn't see it at all. Shenyan, on the other hand, did not realize it, but she did. He was jealous just now. The development of the situation was far from what she had expected. Nangong, you came out of the kitchen. The chef had made a lot of delicious food. Lu Shuang noticed that Hua Rue wasn't against her anymore. She was hungry and craned her neck to see what was being served. Shenyan looked at her, his eyes full of affection, and the corners of his mouth curled up slightly. Hua Zixing clenched her fists and changed the topic. Hua Rue said, It's New Year the day after tomorrow. Are you going back to Country M or spending the New Year with us? Hua Rue said sweetly, I still don't know what New Year in Country A is like. Besides, there's no sister at home. It's boring. Alright, you'll be spending the New Year with us this year. I'll send you back to Country M. It's time for me to visit my parents. I haven't been back since last year. Hua Zixing looked at Shenyan and said in front of Lu Shuang, Ian, what date are we coming back after New Year? Yeah, we'll go back when we're done with our business overseas, Shenyan said indifferently. Sister and brother-in-law are so loving. I'm so envious. I'll be satisfied if my future husband is half as good as brother-in-law. Hua Rue glanced at Lu Shuang when she said this. Lu Shuang looked at Hua Rue too. Hua Rue should know about her relationship with Shenyan. Loving? These two sisters were so good at acting. Were they purposely acting for Xing Buhua? What was their motive? Did they want Xing Buhua to be half as good as Shenyan? She couldn't understand it, but she didn't want to think about it. She would just eat in peace. Seeing that Lu Shuang still didn't respond, Hua Rue continued, Sister, when will you and brother-in-law have children? Hua Rue, stop fooling around, Hua Zixing chided softly. It's not that I'm making a fuss, but you've been married for so long. Mom and Dad will definitely rush you, Hua Rue said. That's true. Shenyan nodded thoughtfully. Why don't I not pay them a visit this time? I'm quite afraid that they'll rush me. Ian, this glutinous rice ball is your favorite. You don't like sweet things, so I asked the kitchen to add meat stuffing, bright red, cheese, diced chicken and crab roe. Have a taste. Do you like it? Hua Zixing picked it up for Xinyan. It was a glutinous rice ball. Lu Shuang liked what Hua Zixing said. He wanted to eat it too, so he picked up a glutinous rice ball and took a bite. Waha, it was indeed delicious. One day she would ask Bai Ye to come over and let Bai Ye have a taste too. Xing Buhua looked at Lu Shuang. She was eating happily without a care in the world. His lips curled up slightly. No wonder Xinyan liked her. She was such a mysterious person that people couldn't help but want to know more about her. After knowing more about her, one would realize that she was like a bottomless pit that people couldn't help but want to explore further. Lu Shuang noticed Xing Buhua's gaze on her and looked at him. He really had the same face as Gu Lingqing but different temperaments. She had eaten with Gu Lingqing before. He was as cold as ice and sacred. One look from him could make people not dare to be presumptuous. He didn't have it on him. There's a lot more over there, you can eat it yourself. Lu Shuang looked at the plate. Xing Buhua chuckled. Let me have a taste. He picked up a glutinous rice ball too. Xinyan's face turned livid. Perhaps who wouldn't look? She was even talking to him now. She put her hands on the table and he couldn't hold them, so he stepped on her foot. Lu Shuang felt the pain and looked at Xinyan. Assistant Lu, pour me a glass of wine, Xinyan said coldly. Lu Shuang furrowed her brows. Why did he have to step on her foot? In front of outsiders she couldn't show her anger. She stood up, took the red wine bottle and poured it for Xinyan. Pour me some too, Xing Buhua said. Xinyan took the red wine bottle from Lu Shuang's hand. You're driving, so don't drink, okay? Xing Buhua smiled as if he knew what she meant. Xinyan was the youngest president in the history of a land. But he was better at strategy and shrewdness than his father. It was said that he was a strategist and invincible. He knew that Xinyan's only weakness was Lu Shuang. It's okay to drink a little, Xing Buhua said. Xinyan poured him a glass of red wine. You've worked hard this time. You can't even have a good New Year. It's my job. New Year is just a formality. Every day is New Year when I'm with my family. Lu Shuang's heart was a little wet when he heard that. She had no parents anymore. She looked at Xinyan. He had no parents either. Her heart softened. She put down her left hand and hooked his little finger with hers under the table. Xinyan held her hand at once. His palm was warm, which made her feel very warm. She lowered her head, pursed her lips and smiled. Xinyan looked at her and slightly raised the corner of his mouth, sweeping away the haze just now. Lu Shuang listened to them chatting casually from the new year to political figures to investment and to people's livelihood. She didn't say a word and just ate quietly. Soon she was full. It was too boring to talk about their topic, so she picked up a piece of fish, mashed it and looked for bones. Xinyan held her hand and said to her, Assistant Lu, I suddenly thought of something. Go to my study and print out what I asked you to print this afternoon. I want it in 2 hours. Lu Shuang paused. Xinyan didn't ask her to print anything at all. He nodded and looked in the direction of her room. She understood that he could see that she was bored and wanted to find a reason for her to rest. Okay, I'll do it now. Lu Shuang quickly got up from her seat and ran upstairs. Xing Buhua put down his chopsticks and said, I'm full too. The president has to work, so I won't disturb you too much tonight. Okay, contact me immediately if you have any problems in Country B. I'll be your strong support, Xinyan said. Xing Buhua nodded. Hua Rui stood up immediately. No Hua. Let's go watch a movie together. I heard that Strike of the Jedi is a good movie. No, I have a lot of things to do tomorrow. I have to go back tonight too. Xing Buhua nodded and left. Hua Zixing was embarrassed. She had told Xinyan that Xing Buhua was Hua Rui's boyfriend. She had done that because she knew that Xinyan needed talents and wanted to use Hua Rui to attract talents. On one hand, it would make Xinyan happy, and on the other hand, it would highlight the importance of the Hua family. Unexpectedly, Xing Buhua had slapped her in the face. She looked at Xing Buhua and said, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. You're right. Xinyan patted Hua Zixing's shoulder and said, There's no hurry, I'll go back to my study to work. Okay. Hua Zixing nodded gently and saw that Xinyan didn't enter the study, but Lu Shuang's room. Chapter 675. Xinyan pushed the door open. Lu Shuang was lying comfortably on the sofa and texting Bai Ye. Xiao Bai, do you know who I saw? Xing Buhua. When she saw him come in, her eyes were sparkling with joy. She sat cross-legged on the sofa. Xinyan, you're so smart. You used this method to let me go upstairs to rest first. But why are you here so soon? Don't you need to accompany Xing Buhua and the others? Xing Buhua has something to attend to. I'll take my leave first. He picked her up and placed her on the ground. Don't lie down immediately after eating. It will cause your stomach acid to flow back, which is not good for your body. You can go out for a walk. Lu Shuang shuddered. It's cold outside. I don't feel like going out. I'll just take a walk in the room. Xinyan smiled helplessly and pinched her nose. You're just lazy. It hurts. Lu Shuang said sullenly and pushed his hand away. Don't touch me in the future. I don't like it. We are gentlemen. We use our words, not our fists. Hitting is flirting, scolding is love, have you forgotten? Xinyan held her waist and looked at her with a burning gaze. Since you don't want to exercise outside, let's exercise indoors. What do you think? Go away. Lu Shuang pushed him away. I'm too full now. I'm going to throw up if I exercise indoors. You're going to work. Aren't you very busy? Don't you want to? We haven't. Lu Shuang covered his mouth. It's not that long. It's just one day. I'm really full. Let's go, let's go. She pushed him out of the room and shut the door. Xinyan, all right, he should also let her rest. Besides, these few days there was something special. There were very important things to do. He turned around and went to the study. Hua Zixing heaved a sigh of relief when she saw Xinyan leaving Lu Shuang's room. Nangongyu stood beside her and said softly, he's only been in there for 3 minutes. There's no time for him to do anything. Now is the time for us to be patient. Did you notice that Lu Shuang doesn't seem to be jealous at all? Hua Zixing said impatiently. Who said that? Didn't you see her clenched fists under the table? Hold it in, she won't be able to hold it in anymore. She'll definitely explode. What we need to do is wait and create an opportunity, Nangongyu said deliberately. Yes. Hua Zixing held Nangongyu's hand and said gently, I'm lucky to have you by my side. Otherwise it would have been difficult for me to endure alone. Nangongyu smiled, no matter what happens I will always be by your side. Well, thank you. Nangongyu caressed Hua Zixing's head, her eyes filled with tenderness and affection. There's no need for thanks between us. Have you forgotten? My life was saved by you. Hua Zixing smiled sweetly. You saved my life. After Lu Shuang sent Xinyan off, he unlocked his phone. Baiya texted him back. He went to the president's residence? Well. Lu Shuang lay on the bed again, his right leg resting on his left knee. He swayed and dialed Baiya's number. Xiaobai, you're so smart. How did you guess it? You spend almost all of your time at the president's residence. It's nighttime now. If you can see him, it's most likely that he's at the president's residence. Moreover, he does have a lot of things to discuss with Xinyan. It's normal, Baiya analyzed. No. He's not here to discuss business. He's here with Huarue. I think they're going to be in a relationship, Lu Shuang reported. Baiya had heard Xing Buhua talk about this before. He said he wanted to pursue her, but something happened. Now that he was dating Huarue, it might not be a bad thing. It was better to change the subject. She had absolute trust in Xing Buhua. Yes. Initially I thought that you and Xing Buhua are quite compatible. Now that he's dating Huarue it's fine. He doesn't seem to have Gu Lingqing's infatuation and love. Gu Lingqing has been separated from you for so many years, but he only loves you. Lu Shuang sighed. Baiya lowered her eyes. She still felt a warmth in her heart when she heard the name Gu Lingqing from someone else's mouth. In this life I'll only live for him. Other than him I won't fall in love with anyone else. Even Xing Buhua, who looks exactly like Gu Lingqing. Lu Shuang asked tentatively. I love him not because of his looks, but because of his personality, his character, and his sincere and passionate heart, Baiya said softly. She outlined the image of Gu Lingqing in her mind, and the corners of her lips curled up slightly. Lu Shuang's heart ached for her. Then, are you prepared to spend the rest of your life alone? Gu Lingqing was still alive. She couldn't tell him about this. Even if the other party was Lu Shuang, if Lu Shuang knew about it, Gu Lingqing would be in great danger, and Lu Shuang would be in even greater danger. Except for him. I won't fall in love with anyone else. Shuangyo, I'm a little tired. Is there anything else? Baiya asked softly. No. Rest well. Pregnant women shouldn't be too tired. Have you passed your 3rd month? Lu Shuang asked with concern. Yes, I've just passed my 3rd month. That's good. Remember to eat more. You're already thin. Now you're not the only one who needs to eat. The child has to eat too. At least you have to supplement your calcium, Lu Shuang instructed. Actually, Baya was an obstetrician herself. She understood, but she couldn't help but want to say a few more words. Alright, I'll hang up first. Rest early too. Call me if there's anything, Baya said softly. She hung up the phone and lay on the bed. Too many things had happened today. She felt very tired. She didn't even mark the papers and closed her eyes. Her heart was still heavy. It was a little sour, a little bitter, and a little embarrassed. She felt that she was the only one in the room. It was a feeling of loneliness, loss, and boredom. Unknowingly, she fell asleep. In the morning, she was woken up by her phone ringing. It was Leng Shuang's caller ID. She guessed that it was about Xing Dongqing. She sat up from the bed and picked up the call. Madam, Xing Dongqing is dead. He was assassinated in the apartment yesterday. He died a horrible death. His face was badly mutilated by a knife. Moreover, the strange thing is that the surveillance camera in the house didn't capture anything. It was as if it was done by a ghost, Leng Shuang said in shock. Yeah, Baya replied calmly. Because she already knew it, her emotions didn't fluctuate much. Did Madam do it? Leng Shuang asked tentatively. No, don't make wild guesses. Xing Dongqing being alive will only be bad for us. He's dead. The person who killed him will be getting rid of the evil, Baya said simply. Does Madam know who killed him? Leng Shuang asked curiously. Chapter 676. Do you think that your chief is the kind of person who would use lynching and assassination to achieve his goals? Baya asked with a smile. She knew Gu Lingqing too well. If he would do that, I'm afraid that he would have been the president long ago. It's not that he doesn't know how to do it, nor is it that he doesn't have the ability. He just disdains it, Baya said with certainty. I'm sorry. Leng Shuang also realized that he said the wrong thing. When I saw the chief at your house last time, I felt that he was different from before. I was a little worried and thought too much. You don't have to apologize. On the contrary, I want to thank you. Besides me, Gu Lingqing also has a group of good brothers who treat each other with sincerity. This is what I admire the most about him, Baya said emotionally. We will definitely follow the chief's lead and will never betray him, Leng Shuang said with high morale. After that, his tone softened. Then madam, you should rest. I won't disturb you anymore. Let's talk again if there's anything else. Okay. Baya just hung up the call with Leng Shuang and her phone rang again. She saw that it was Shen Yan's call. She got off the bed and walked to the window. Looking at the bleak winter outside, she answered the phone and said in a low voice, What's wrong? Baya, Xing Dongqing is dead, Shen Yan said. Shen Yan's tone was very calm, but Baya's tone was even calmer. Seeing through, not saying it out, was a kind of rule in life. I know. Leng Shuang called me just now, Baya said. This case is very strange. The police have already sent Leng Qiuzuan to investigate. Leng Qiuzuan hopes that you can go with him. I want to know what you think, Shen Yan said kindly. Baya raised the corner of her mouth as if something was there. Is there anyone else besides you? Yes, Director Zhao of the police station. Give him the phone. I'll talk to him, Baya said in a low voice. Shen Yan pressed the speaker button and handed the phone to Director Zhao. After Chief Zhao received the call, he said, Hello Baya, this is Zhao Donglei. The president has told you the general situation. We hope that you can assist the police. Did you know that Xing Dongqing and I didn't get along? Don't you think it's inappropriate for me to investigate Xing Dongqing's case? Baya directly rejected. That's true. Xing Dongqing suspected that you pulled him down from the position of the finance minister. But after all, you wronged him. Why did you kill him? I don't think you're a murderer. You can help with the investigation. Director Zhao tried to persuade him. Baya chuckled. Thank you for your help, but I still refuse. Why? You've agreed to every case before. Director Zhao asked with puzzlement. If you want to talk about the root cause, I think it's because I don't like him. So, I don't want to help him investigate the real murderer, Baya said directly. What if we ask you to investigate? Director Zhao did not give up. Baya said seriously, I'm not a police officer and I'm not employed by you. So, I don't have this obligation. I'm sorry. If there's nothing else, please return the phone to the president. Director Zhao helplessly handed the phone to Shen Yan. Hello, I'm Shen Yan. I was pressing the speaker button just now. I heard what you said. I respect your decision, Shen Yan said in a businesslike manner. Okay, Baya answered and hung up. She studied psychology mainly to treat herself and her mother. Occasionally she studied criminal psychology. She was not very interested in criminals and the process of committing crimes. So, no matter how clever the criminal's modus operandi was, she did not feel excited, nor did she want to know. Unlike Leng Qiuzuan, whose career and interests were all on solving crimes. She put the phone on the bedside table and went to the bathroom to brush her teeth. When she came out, the phone rang again. It was an unfamiliar caller ID. She guessed that it was either Xing Buhua or Su Jiran. So she answered the phone. You already know about Xing Dongqing's death, right? Now all the evidence points to Su Zheng. Is it Zhuqiuni who did it? Xing Buhua guessed. No. If you want to talk about the real murderer behind the scenes, it should be Xiniyan. But he just used a borrowed knife to kill. He didn't need to do it himself. He just needed to seize the opportunity, Baya explained. Xiniyan? Xing Buhua hadn't expected that. It seems that he doesn't need Xing Dongqing's help anymore. Xing Dongqing knows too much. For Xiniyan, there are more disadvantages than advantages to living. So, Xiniyan is just waiting for the right time to stir up hatred. In addition, Xing Dongqing has made too many enemies. Naturally, someone will take his life. And Xiniyan can be cleared of this case. Baya analyzed to Xing Buhua. Xing Buhua sneered, the little wolf cub can be independent now. The first thing he does is to kill the fox who used to help him. He doesn't need the fox to dominate anymore. Why should he let the fox become his hidden danger? His mentality and strategy are much better than his father's. Xing Buhua sneered. Much less. Even a ruler is not simple. On the path of politics, it's either you die or I die. Those who can walk to the end are all extremely shrewd. Perhaps it's survival of the fittest. Only those with high IQ and EQ can lead the country to prosperity. As long as he is diligent and loves the people, he can get rid of a few rats. *T is not a bad idea, Baya expressed her opinion. Yeah, Xing Dongqing deserved it. He was too flamboyant before and now he's dead. By the way, will Xiniyan ask you to investigate the case? Xing Buhua asked worriedly. I'm going to Country B with you tomorrow. Firstly, I don't have time. Secondly, I don't care about what happened to Xing Dongqing. Thirdly, I don't want to help him find the real murderer, so I rejected him directly. Have you received the letter from Country B? Not yet. Regardless of whether Country B sent me a letter or not, I'm definitely going to Country B tomorrow. I've already asked someone to pretend to be me. I'll do the special makeup for that person this afternoon. I'll wait until 3 in the afternoon. If Country B doesn't contact me, I'll contact Country B myself, Xing Buhua said. Yeah, let's do that. Are you coming over for fish soup tonight? Xing Buhua smiled. I'll definitely come over to drink the fish soup you made. Do you want to see me today? It's New Year's Eve tomorrow and you're overseas. I miss you very much. Leng Shuai and Aning miss you very much, Baya said softly. It's not suitable to see them now. Hold on a little longer. We'll be able to reunite as a family soon. After all, it's not easy to control my emotions. It'll be easy for those cunning foxes to see through me, Xing Buhua rejected. Baya thought about it and agreed. Although Song Shiyu was older than them, her personality was still simple. It was easy for her enemies to trick her. Moreover, there were too many people around. It was a critical moment now. They should be more cautious. Let's meet in the library then. I'll go out and prepare the fishing gear. Be careful, Baya reminded. Chapter 677. What's the matter? Baya asked. We're leaving tomorrow. Have your people approved the application for going abroad? Oh, the application is approved. I'll tell Leng Shuai before we leave tomorrow. We'll go to his place to queue up. There won't be any problem, Baya said. I need their photos so that the makeup artist can prepare the models of their faces. Can you send them to me? Of course, I'll send them to your phone later. Also, we're leaving tomorrow morning. We have to be ahead of the person who impersonates me. As long as the person impersonates me is still here, they'll let down their guard. So, after dinner tonight, we'll have to rest for a while and leave at midnight. It takes 6 hours for the special effects to be done. Rest more during the day, Xing Buhua said softly. You too. Xing Buhua chuckled. When we're on a mission, we often don't sleep for days. Don't worry about me. Alright, I have something to do here. See you tonight. Baya remembered that Gu Lingqing had told her that he had a mission where he didn't sleep for 15 days. Her heart softened a little. See you tonight. She sent the information and photos of the 2 employees who applied for going to Country B to Xing Buhua. When she went out, Song Shiyu was already busy downstairs. She saw Baya and said softly, "Xiaoya, come and have breakfast. You're up early today." "I went to bed early yesterday, Mom. I want to go fishing today," Baya said. "Okay, I'll prepare it for you later. You need a tent, a round table, and a stove, right?" Song Shiyu said understandingly. "Mom, it's like this. The soldiers have been hiding outside. It's cold outside and tomorrow is New Year's Eve. I want to secretly go somewhere else tomorrow and give them all a holiday," Baya and Song Shiyu discussed. "Ah, where are you going tomorrow? Is it safe?" Song Shiyu asked worriedly. "It's safe. I'll go through the tunnel. There are 18 turns in the tunnel and no one knows where I'm going. In addition, I want to give each soldier 200,000 yuan to go home for a good New Year and 6 days off." Song Shiyu thought for a moment. "It should be safe to take the tunnel. Thank you for your hard work. I support your decision. If you don't have enough money, you can ask me." "It's enough. My grandpa gave me a lot. After a few big events, the company's business is very good. But I can't celebrate the New Year at home tomorrow. Mom, you'll be alone." Baya was a little worried. "I'm not alone. I can go to the hospital to celebrate the New Year with Shulan. Shulan is alone. I'll go and accompany her. I'll stay in the hospital at night. Don't worry and do your own things. You have to believe that Mom is your strong and firm support," Song Shiyu said with a smile. Baya felt a little guilty about Song Shiyu. After all, she spent the New Year at home alone, and it was very lonely. It was a pity that she had to help Xing Buhua. Things started because of her, so she should be the one to solve it. "Next year, when everything is settled, we'll bring Xiao Xian and Xiao Yan back. Together with the child in my stomach, we'll be together with Gu Lingqing. We'll have a lively New Year," Baya promised and said expectantly. Song Shiyu smiled and nodded. "Then should we treat the soldiers to a meal today? We'll celebrate the New Year's Eve in advance." "That's a good idea." Baya remembered that when Gu Lingqing was still alive, she once attended a soldier's birthday with Gu Lingqing. The atmosphere was especially good. Until now, it still warmed her heart. "How about tonight? I'll go fishing and be in charge of the fish feast. I'll go buy other ingredients. Let's have some fun together. Should we invite Leng Shuai over?" Song Shiyu asked. "Sure, but it depends on whether he has time or not. After all, a lot of things have happened in the country recently." Okay. Then it's a deal. Have breakfast first. I'll build a fishing shed for you," Song Shiyu said happily. After breakfast, Baya called Leng Shuai first. "Leng Shuai, are you free tonight? Come to my house for dinner." I'm afraid I can't tonight. I have to eat with the soldiers," Leng Shuai said apologetically. Baya understood. Her timing was not coincidental. It was mainly a last-minute decision. Okay. Is it convenient for you to talk on the phone now?" Baya asked carefully. "Yes, I'm alone in the office in the military area. My phone is also monitored. It's safe." Leng Shuai guessed that Baya had something to say. "Tomorrow I'll pretend to be my staff and go to Country B to negotiate. You should have people at the airport, right?" Baya asked carefully. "Yes, I can arrange it." "Okay, that's good." "Madam, thank you for your hard work," Leng Shuai said sincerely. Baya smiled slightly. In order to be with Gu Lingqing, any hard work was worth it. After hanging up the phone, she called Xing Buhua. Xing Buhua was working at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, so he hung up the phone. He walked to an empty park and then called Baya back. "Xiaoya, what's wrong?" "Lingqing, don't come over tonight. I want to invite the soldiers of the shadow to a banquet tonight," Baya said. Xing Buhua smiled. "I want to drink the fish soup you made and eat the fish fillets. Leave some for me." Okay then. Call me when you come. I'll hang up first." Baya did not wait for Xing Buhua to speak and hung up the phone. He still wanted to talk to her more. He wanted to continue. In a busy time, he could feel more relaxed when he received her call. "No." Xing Shang's voice sounded behind him. Xing Buhua turned around. "Who are you talking to? Give me the phone," Xing Shang said in a commanding tone. Xing Buhua's eyes darkened and he handed the phone to Xing Shang. Xing Shang checked the caller ID and saw that the most recent call was from Hua Rui. Xing Buhua's signal processing showed that Baya's call was from Hua Rui. Even if Xing Shang called now, the other party would be Hua Rui. Xing Buhua returned the phone to Xing Buhua and asked indifferently, "Did you and Hua Rui become real? Don't forget that Qiuting has given everything to you. Then do you want me to contact Hua Rui or don't you want me to contact Hua Rui? She asked me to visit her parents after the New Year. Do you want me to go or not?" Xing Buhua asked impatiently. What's with your attitude? You don't know how to respect your elders now that you've grown up? Xing Shang said harshly. Chapter 678. So, you still want me to visit Hua Rui's parents after the Spring Festival, right? Xing Buhua asked straightforwardly. Now that Gu Lingqing and Xing Dongqing are dead, Zuochuani is the most difficult to deal with. It's too dangerous for Zuochuani to be the only one. You need Hua Rui to consolidate your power. After you finish your business in Country B, go with Hua Rui. I don't want Qiuting to make a fuss about this. Please tell her. Xing Buhua's tone was businesslike. I've already convinced her yesterday. She won't do this again. How's your business going? If it's possible, go back earlier today to accompany her. Xing Shang ordered. Okay. Xing Buhua nodded and walked towards his office. In the manner Bai Ye sent the money to the soldiers through her Swiss bank account. Song Shiyu also set up the tent and some soldiers dug a hole in the ice. The sun was quite nice today. At 10 o'clock, it was warm and there was only a slight breeze. Bai Ye sat on the chair and stared at the lake. Suddenly, a sentence flashed through her mind. She had a free day of cultivation. Today was such a leisurely and relaxed day. She didn't need to do or think about anything. She put down her responsibilities, burdens, pressures, and problems. It was a wonderful day. She suddenly felt that the world was wonderful. She took a sip of the warm water and felt warm in her heart. Seeing the buoy jumping up and down, she smiled happily and blurted out, "Gu Lingqing, there's fish." No one answered her. Her mind was all on the fish and she didn't care whether there was an answer or not. She pulled hard and shouted happily, "Wow, a crucian carp that weighs more than half a kilogram. Its back is black. It must be delicious." She put the fish in a plastic bucket. Song Shiu bought it for her because she liked fishing. There was an oxygen pump and a battery in the plastic bucket. Even if there was no electricity outdoors, there was no need to worry about running out of oxygen. Song Shiu said that the battery could be recharged. A single charge could supply the oxygen rod for 3 days, ensuring the freshness of the fish. She liked it very much. When she placed the bait, she muttered to herself, "Gu Lingqing, your mother is really good to me, right? I got to know you because of that." She went on fishing. Her phone rang. When she saw that it was Alan's call, she was in a good mood. She smiled and said, "You haven't contacted me in a long time. The last time you said you were coming, you didn't come. There are some urgent things to deal with in the company. Tomorrow is the New Year's Eve. I called you before the New Year. I was afraid that you might not remember me." Alan said with a smile. "How could I not remember you? You're so beautiful, like a prince who walked out of a book." "You're definitely memorable," Bai Ye said with a smile. "There's something I think you need to know." Alan lowered his voice. "What's wrong?" Bai Ye realized that something must have happened on Alan's side. Otherwise, his voice would not have suddenly become dim. "Aling is pregnant. The child is Su Jiran's," Alan said. "This." Bai Ye paused for a while and said, "Actually, it's not very possible. Su Jiran was sterilized a long time ago. He can't have children. So, it's unlikely that the woman will be pregnant with his child." Alan was shocked. So whose child is Aling's? Maybe only Aling knows. Is she not willing to say? Or is she insisting that it's Su Jiran's? "Wait a minute. I'll give you the phone." "Aling is right next to me," Alan said and passed the phone to Aling. "Sister Bai, I'm Aling. I'm pregnant with Su Jiran's child. It's really Su Jiran's child. I've had sex with him. I haven't done it with anyone else. I can swear that it's 100% Su Jiran's," Aling said with certainty. Su Jiran was sterilized. "It's impossible for a woman to get pregnant," Bai Ye said again. "What if it's useless?" "It's his," Aling said with certainty. "I see. I'll call Su Jiran later and ask him to go to the hospital for a checkup. We'll know if there's any possibility of an accident after the checkup," Bai Ye said kindly. "So, you were able to contact Su Jiran, but when I tried to contact him, his number was not in service?" Aling's voice turned cold. "I'll try. Maybe it's also an empty number now," Bai Ye explained. "There's no need to contact him. I lied to you about my pregnancy. I just want to see him. After all, my first time was taken away by him. However, he deliberately didn't answer my call, which means that I'm not in his heart at all. I don't want this kind of man who doesn't love me." After that, Aling hung up the phone directly. Bai Ye sighed. Therefore, in this world, sincerity could be misplaced. Some sincerity could also be lost with the passage of time. If you found a person who could protect and love you deeply, you must cherish him and remember him. Even if your life was mediocre and you quarreled over trivial things like daily necessities and children's education, you must never forget the fact that you once protected and loved each other deeply. For the sake of this love, tolerance, take a step back and fight for the beauty of life. The phone rang again. It was still from Alan. Baya answered the phone calmly. I'm sorry, Baya. She said it as if it was true. I was fooled by her, Alan apologized. It's okay. All right, when are you coming to Country A? I found a better piece of land for you. You lost your factory last time because of me. I have to compensate you. The money I got was several times that of the factory. I want to share some with you. Besides, I just need to rebuild the previous factory on the same spot. There's no need to change the land. As for when I'll come, I think it'll be in April. The weather in Country A is better in April. I want to eat you then. I want to cook, Alan said with a smile. Okay. Baya stared at the lake and saw that another fish had taken the bait. Alan, I'm fishing now. I'll talk to you later. See you next year. After saying that, Baya hung up. She pinched the retractor and caught another crucian carp that weighed more than half a kilogram. She never fed the fish in the lake. Hence, when the fish saw the bait, they were starving. Moreover, it was rare to fish for a while, so it was easier for the fish to take the bait. In 2 hours, she had caught 3 crucian carps, a black carp and a large grass carp. In the afternoon, Song Shiyu came to deliver lunch. She looked at the fish boxes and said, "Wow, there are so many fish. I think I should buy more fish boxes." Baya laughed. It's rare to fish. It's a waste to buy so many fish boxes. She opened the lunch box. There was a banquet at night. Song Shiyu went out to buy a lot of food. For lunch, she made a simple braised pork, tomato scrambled eggs, celery slices and boiled prawns. She also carefully prepared vinegar and soy sauce for Baya. Baya ate contentedly and praised, "Mom's cooking is really delicious." Chapter 679. He's not someone who's good at expressing himself. I think it's not that he doesn't like to eat, he just doesn't want you to work too hard, Baya said gently. Girl, your words always make me feel comfortable. I'll take care of the black carp and the big grass carp first. That way they'll taste better at night, Song Shiyu said. Yes, thank you, Mom. After I give birth, I'll cook for you. Song Shiyu smiled lovingly. Seeing you, I really regret having another daughter. You're so sweet. Baya hugged Song Shiyu's shoulder. I'm your daughter, aren't I? Yes, you're my daughter. Eat slowly. Don't be too tired after eating. Take a nap if you're tired. I've spread several layers of cotton in the tent. It should be warm, Song Shiyu said, looking at the tent. I don't need to worry at all, Mom, Baya praised. She lowered her head and continued eating. Her gaze drifted to the lake. Yes, there's fish again. I'll do it. You eat. Song Shiyu pulled out the fishing rod. It was a small crucian carp. Do you want this fish? Baya shook her head. It's still too young. I'll take care of it later. Okay. Song Shiyu took the fish down and put it in the lake to wash her hands. Baya was almost done, so she closed the box. Put it there. I'll go back and get the fish first. Okay, thank you, Mom. I'll fish until about 3 o'clock. I'll make dinner with Mom, Baya said. She squatted on the ground and put on the bait. Song Shiyu smiled and walked away. Baya continued fishing. She didn't know if it was time for the fish. After she finished eating, the fish were easier to catch than before. However, they were all small crucian carps. She released all the small crucian carps. Within an hour, a black carp that weighed more than 20 kilograms and a large crucian carp that weighed more than 2 kilograms fell. She had just put the hook back into the lake when her phone rang. She was a little tired from sitting, so she lay down in the tent. Seeing that the call was from the guard, she answered and asked, "What's the matter?" "Madam, Su Zheng, Vice President Su is here to visit. Can I come in?" The guard asked. Baya didn't want to see Su Zheng. It was rare for him to relax for a day. Tomorrow would be another battle. Give the phone to Su Zheng and ask him to pick it up, Baya said lightly. Su Zheng answered the phone. His tone was very bad. He asked in a questioning tone, "What do you mean by this? Are you giving me the cold shoulder?" "I have something to do at home today, so it's not convenient for me to receive you. I remember you have my phone number. If you need anything, you can call me," Baya said indifferently. "If I wanted to call you, would I need to come all the way here? Let's talk when we meet." Su Zheng directly hung up the phone and said to the guard, "Your wife asked me to come in." These guards were all trusted subordinates of Leng Yu. They were very strict. Without Bai Ye's instructions, they wouldn't let anyone in. The guard in charge called Bai Ye again and asked, "Madam, should we let him in?" "Tell him that it's not convenient for me to receive him today." Bai Ye refused again. The guard didn't hang up the phone. He said to Su Zheng, "I'm sorry, President Su. It's not convenient for my wife to receive you. I suggest that it's better for you to make an appointment next time." "What? She doesn't want to see me?" Su Zheng was very anxious. He picked up the guard's phone and said to Bai Ye, "I have something very important to tell you. No matter how important it is, it can be said over the phone." "It's not clear over the phone," Su Zheng said angrily. Bai Ye smiled slightly. "Are you belittling my intelligence?" "Say it. I'm really busy now." "Did you send out the video of me?" Su Zheng asked directly. "No." Bai Ye answered with certainty. "It was really not. If I'm not wrong, the video of you was sent out by Xing Dongqing. I have no enmity with him and I don't have any conflicts with him. Why did he do this to me?" Su Zheng didn't understand. "Because he's standing in the limelight now. He needs someone to pass the crisis to him," Bai Ye said calmly. "Then about him, did you send out the video?" Su Zheng asked. Bai Ye twitched the corner of his mouth and looked forward coldly. "No, it should be Zhuqiuani who sent it." "Why did he send it?" "Among the big three, Gu Lingqing is already dead. To him, the most dangerous person is Xing Dongqing. Although Xing Dongqing is keeping a low profile for now, he might be able to rise again. Moreover, Xing Dongqing is Xinyan's man. Killing Xing Dongqing is equivalent to making Xinyan lose his left arm. Then, in the next presidential election, there should be an 85% chance that he will win," Bai Ye said clearly. "Now the outside world is saying that I killed Xing Dongqing. Do you think that I killed Xing Dongqing?" Su Zheng asked again. "You? Of course not. You might be angry, you might be furious, and you might complain. But now that there are so many conflicts between you and Xing Dongqing, if you kill him now, won't you be harming yourself?" Bai Ye followed along and said, "That's right. Now those people on the internet are saying that I killed him. A bunch of idiots are demonstrating in front of my office. Are they retarded?" The more Su Zheng said, the angrier he got. Bai Ye didn't sympathize with him. After all, he really wanted to kill Gu Lingqing. She didn't need Gu Lingqing's help because of their brotherhood. After complaining, Su Zheng asked, "Who do you think is the most likely person to kill Xing Dongqing?" "You also know Xing Dongqing's character. He is too vicious and merciless. Moreover, he is very flamboyant. There are many people who want him dead. It is not easy to find out who killed him. Investigate this case in 3 days. I want to know who killed Xing Dongqing." "That bastard, didn't he deliberately harm me?" Su Zheng said angrily. "You'd better ask Director Zhao for help." "I'm sorry, I won't be involved in this case," Bai Ye refused coldly. "What? You won't be involved in this case? Don't you want to know who killed Xing Dongqing?" Su Zheng was shocked. He thought that Bai Ye would definitely be involved in this case. After all, everyone knew her ability. "I don't want to know. I've already told Director Zhao the specific reason. You can ask him." They invited Leng Qiuzuan. I've worked with Leng Qiuzuan several times. His ability to analyze cases is better than mine. If there's nothing else, I'm going to hang up. "I'm sorry," Bai Ye said. She hung up the phone decisively. Su Zheng didn't give up and called again. Bai Ye really didn't want to answer it. But she thought about Su Zheng's character. If she didn't answer it, she wouldn't persuade Su Zheng. Su Zheng was actually a very stubborn person. She answered the phone, kept a good mood, and asked, "What else do you want to ask?" "Ask them together." Chapter 680. What secret? Bai Ye blurted out. "I'll only tell you after you accept it," Su Zheng negotiated. "What if I'm not interested in your secret?" Bai Ye said rationally. "About Gu Lingqing." Su Zheng threw out a point. The corners of Bai Ye's mouth twitched. Regarding Gu Lingqing's secret, she could just ask Gu Lingqing. Seeing that Bai Ye didn't speak, Su Zheng continued, "I still believe in your ability. I hope you can solve the case as soon as possible. Otherwise, I won't have a peaceful new year." "Sorry, I can't accept it. I'm not interested in Gu Lingqing's secrets. Moreover, I don't have a good relationship with Xing Dongqing. It's not appropriate for me to investigate. I need to avoid it. I'm pregnant now and I need to be in a good mood. Please forgive me," Bai Ye said kindly. Su Zheng panicked. Seeing that he couldn't convince Bai Ye, he said, find out the real murderer within 3 days. I can promise you anything you want. After all, I've watched Gu Lingqing grow up. He and my son are good friends. I did something wrong previously because I felt sorry for my daughter. I'm sorry. She has her work to do tomorrow. If one day you're identified as the murderer of Sheng Dongqing, I'll reinvestigate the case since your son is Gu Lingqing's friend. When you're not in danger but there are just some rumors, I advise you not to work for others, Bai Ye said clearly. He said, don't work for others. What do you mean by that? Su Jing asked nervously. Although we don't know who the murderer is, think about it. Who would benefit the most from Sheng Dongqing's death? Who would benefit the most if you're the one in the limelight? When you're not in danger, don't panic. Otherwise you might be framed as the real murderer. That's all I can say. But, Bai Ye. Su Jing stopped her. If I'm really identified as the murderer, will you save me? Yes. Bai Ye replied simply and hung up the phone. She asked herself, if Su Jing was set up as the murderer, would she help him? Perhaps, for the sake of Gu Lingqing, she would help him clear his name. Perhaps, as long as he didn't have the intention to harm Gu Lingqing again. In the afternoon, Bai Ye kept fishing. Firstly, it was to calm down, and secondly, it was to enjoy a moment of peace. When Zhang Xingyu arrived, she took a look at the time. 15:10, just right. She caught another mackerel and 5 crucian carps that weighed more than 1 catty. Madam, you're treating In Ying's people to a meal today? Zhang Xingyu said in surprise. Yes, tomorrow is New Year's Eve. I'll make sure to arrange for them to go home for the new year and let them rest for a week. They'll come back to work on the 7th day of the new year. I've already transferred 200,000 yuan to their cards, and 500,000 yuan to you, Bai Ye said. She stood up from the tent and adjusted her clothes. Huh? Zhang Xingyu was shocked. Madam, you transferred 500,000 yuan to me? What? Bai Ye smiled. In the morning, in order to protect In Ying's safety, I transferred the money from a Swiss bank. It'll take a day. I think the money will be transferred to your account tomorrow. You gave me 500,000 yuan? That's too much. Zhang Xingyu scratched his head. You deserve it. All right, let's get to work. Help me bring this bucket back. There are a lot of fish in it and it's very heavy. Why don't you push a cart over? It'll be easier to carry it, Bai Ye suggested. It's okay. This is nothing. I can run as fast as I can carry 100 kilograms of weight. Zhang Xingyu said with a smile. He lifted the bucket and exclaimed, Wow, I can eat the fish soup Madam made again today. It's the most delicious food I've ever eaten. Bai Ye smiled. It's not as good as you say. But, Ning will go home for the new year tomorrow. What about Madam's safety? Zhang Xingyu was worried again. I won't be home starting tomorrow. I won't be home for many days. Don't worry, Bai Ye said. Zhang Xingyu understood. Madam, are you secretly spending the new year with the leader? Bai Ye smiled. She felt warmth in her heart when she thought of Gu Lingqing. You can say that. She had absolute trust in Zhang Xingyu and held nothing back. Remember, don't tell anyone about this. Madam, don't worry. I'll keep it a secret. But madam, when will the leader come back? We all miss him. Zhang Xingyu looked at Bai Ye with anticipation. So, let's wait a little longer. Bai Ye sighed. She also hoped that Gu Lingqing would come back soon. Alright, how is Lin Shulan? I can't visit her because of some special circumstances. But after the new year, I'll install a device at home. She can come back then. She's in good spirits. Her body is recovering well. Except for the injury on her face, she's recovering well. Face is quite important to a woman. Zhang Xingyu, let me ask you something. What do you think of Shulan? Bai Ye asked. She's a comrade. She's like a boy. I've never seen her as a woman. Zhang Xingyu said honestly. Bai Ye fell silent. In the past, before Shulan's face was disfigured, she might have hinted that Shulan liked him. But now that Shulan's face was disfigured, it was hard for normal men to accept it. Not to mention Zhang Xingyu, who had no feelings for Shulan. She decided to wait until Shulan regained her face. Take good care of her and her psychology. If there's anything you don't understand or have a problem, you can ask me directly. Zhang Xingyu looked at Bai Ye blankly. He didn't understand Bai Ye's hint. He nodded and said righteously, Yes, madam. Bai Ye sighed in her heart. If Zhang Xingyu hesitated and thought about it, it meant that Zhang Xingyu still had feelings for Shulan. At least he knew that Shulan liked him. He really didn't know anything. Soon they arrived at the villa. Song Shiyu was preparing the dishes. The aroma of food came from the kitchen. Wow, it smells so good. Zhang Xingyu carried the bucket to the kitchen and saw that Song Shiyu had prepared a lot of food. "Madam, are you preparing a wedding banquet? I think it's better than the wedding banquet I ate." Song Shiyu was amused by Zhang Xingyu. "It's not as good as you said. You really know how to talk. Why is it gone? I'm drooling just looking at it." Zhang Xingyu smacked his lips. Song Shiyu smiled lovingly. "Bear with it for now. We'll have dinner like this from 5:30 to 6:00. Okay, I'll go meet the soldiers first. I'll see which 2 unlucky ones are left to guard. Although it's New Year's Eve, we can't let our guard down," Zhang Xingyu said. As it involved Bai Ye's safety, Song Shiyu didn't object. "Thank you for your hard work." Chapter 681. Mom, you cooked so much by yourself. Bai Ye sighed. "You haven't rested since you brought me food, right? It's a rare day. I've been busy and happy. Actually, it's not difficult. The cold dishes are all bought first. I'm just setting up the plates first. There are a total of 68 shadows, right?" asked Song Shiyu. "Yes, they are the elites of the elites in the special forces. They used to be led by Leng Shua. After Gu Lingqing left the military, Leng Shua became the chief of the special forces. The people of the shadow followed Gu Lingqing out," Bai Ye said while cutting the mushrooms. "Ah, all of them came out?" Song Shiyu didn't care about the military, so she didn't know. All of them came out at that time, but Leng Shua is his brother. He also needs people, so 100 of them went back to follow Leng Shua. In the past 2 years, Leng Shua has added some people to the shadow on his side. Gu Lingqing left 68 of them, including Zhang Xingyu, Bai Ye explained. "Yes. I asked Zhang Xingyu before. He said there were 68 of them. I prepared 5 tables. The big round table can seat 15 people," Song Shiyu said. "Thank you, Mom. You have to cook all 5 tables. The chef we hired last time is gone for the new year. It's not safe to go out." "I'm sorry, Mom," Bai Ye said apologetically. "Silly girl, it's hard and happy. These people are also my children." "It doesn't matter if I work hard," Song Shiyu said with a smile. "Well, it might be too late when the dishes are served." Chiyuma was a little worried. "It's not too late. I took out the big steam stove. Your father bought it before, but he has never used it." "I don't know why he bought it," Song Shiyu said, pointing at the big steam stove. Bai Ye then saw a rectangular box in the kitchen. It looked more like a pressure cooker. She opened the door and saw there were 5 floors inside. The first floor, 6 bowls of braised pork knuckle. The second floor, 6 boxes of steamed buns. On the third floor there were 5 bowls of dessert. On the fourth floor there were 5 bowls of pork trotters and meatballs. The fifth layer was also filled with cooked chicken tripe. "Mom, you're done with all of this? When did you do it?" Bai Ye was pleasantly surprised. "I'll start cooking some in the morning. When the time comes, I'll heat them up in the steamer. 5 minutes should be enough. Very quickly, after serving these dishes, I'll prepare steamed opium fish, minced meat stew, 5 grains, bacon potatoes, and clear broth herring. Because these are raw, it might take 10 minutes. Song Shiyu told her what she had prepared. After listening to Song Shiyu's introduction, she felt a warm feeling in her heart. "Mom, you've prepared much better than I expected," Bai Ye exclaimed. "There are a few vegetarian dishes that won't taste good if you steam them for a while. The leaves will turn yellow, so you have to cook them on the spot. That takes some time." "Mom, I have an idea. Why don't we prepare another hot pot to cook the vegetables? First, we don't have to cook anymore. Second, eating hot pot will make the atmosphere more pleasant," Bai Ye suggested. "Good idea. You caught a lot of herring today. We can cut them into slices and cook them in the hot pot. I'll go buy some lamb and beef. There are only 2 hot pots at home. I'll go to the supermarket to buy some now. The supermarket should still be open. Do you still want to cook the other crucian carps in soup?" "Let me do it. We have 7 crucian carps. 1 for each table. It's a good sign to have more every year." "Good idea. I'll go out first. I need to hurry before the supermarket closes. If that happens, our plan will be ruined." Song Shiyu quickly took off her scarf. "Mom, be careful on the road," Bai Ye said. "Okay." Song Shiyu quickly went out. Bai Ye used all the crucian carps and started to make braised fish. If it was cold at night, she would heat them up in the steamer for 5 minutes. Because there were a lot of fish and they were big, she could only put them in the oil one by one. She boiled the oil first. She added scallions, garlic, and ginger to the oil and stir-fried them. Then she put the fish in. When the fish were golden brown, she scooped them up and put them in a basin. After everything was done, she put a little oil in the pot. She put the 7 fish that she had prepared before in the sesame oil. Then she added cooking wine, soy sauce and sugar. She put them in the pot to stew. While she was cooking the fish, she cut the mushrooms and cleaned the fungus that Song Shiyu had soaked in. She washed them and placed them on 5 plates. Then she washed the vegetables, spinach, lettuce, enoki mushrooms and sliced bamboo shoots. The fragrant crucian carp was cooked. She scooped it out and placed it on the table. Seeing that there was still some time, she cooked all the braised pork. While cooking the braised pork, she cut all the herring into thin slices. Zhang Xingyu came in. "Madam, I've arranged for 3 people to stand guard. The guards are still at their posts. Including me, there are a total of 65 soldiers. If they are too busy, I can be your assistant." "It's fine. We can handle it." Baya looked at the time. It was 17 o'clock. "What time did you tell them to eat?" 17:30. "If they can't make it, we can let them wait." "It's fine. We can make it. Now help me take the cold dishes out. I've prepared a total of 5 tables. The round tables can seat 15 people, Baya said. Zhang Xingyu scratched his head. "I don't see any tables outside." "All right. The tables and chairs are in the storeroom. There are a dozen folding round tables there. It's quite big." Baya recalled this matter. These were bought by Gu Lingqing's father when he passed away. "But will there be enough seats outside?" Zhang Xingyu was worried. "It's enough. We just need to move the sofa to the side. There will be seats against the wall." "Okay. I'll ask 2 soldiers to do it." Zhang Xingyu walked out of the kitchen. Baya heard the sound of the car and followed him out of the kitchen. Song Shiyu's car came back. She smiled at Zhang Xingyu and said, "Come, help me carry the things." Zhang Xingyu walked to the trunk and looked at the ingredients inside. He sighed. "Did old madam move the supermarket back? I'll listen to Baya and prepare hot pot for dinner. There's no need for stir-frying. I've bought an induction cooker, beef, lamb, fish balls, meatballs and vegetables." Song Shiyu said with a smile. She took the things out from the trunk and passed them to Zhang Xingyu. "That's a good idea. I haven't eaten hot pot for a long time. Winter is the busiest time for hot pot." He happily carried the ingredients into the kitchen. Baya also went forward to help and carried the ingredients into the kitchen. Zhang Xingyu was in charge of setting the table. He covered the table with a disposable tablecloth and served the 8 cold dishes. The cold dishes included braised pork ribs, dried bamboo shoots in sesame oil, spiced beef, sliced pork liver, jellyfish, peanuts, shrimps and cucumber slices. Baya and Song Shiyu were busy washing the vegetables. Chapter 682. 65 soldiers stood neatly in 5 rows. There were 12 people in each row and 4 of them were their captains. They stood at the side of the line. Zhang Xingyu saluted Baya first. He reported in a serious and respectful tone, reporting to the chief. 68 to 65 shadow warriors. 3 of them are still at their post. Please give us your instructions. Baya looked at their faces. Her eyes were red. If only Gu Lingqing was here now. She would not have any regrets. She missed Gu Lingqing very much. "Sit down. Don't be so formal. Thank you for protecting me all this while. Everyone has worked hard," Baya said, feeling touched. "Not at all. It's to serve the people." Hearing this, Baya smiled and said softly, "Have a seat." Zhang Xingyu shouted, "Sit." The squad leader of the first row yelled for everyone to sit down. Then he led the 12 soldiers and sat at the first table. Everyone straightened their chests and placed their hands neatly on their knees. After the first row was seated, the squad leader of the second row told the soldiers to sit. The soldiers sat down in an orderly manner. Baya really wanted to say that they did not need to do this. Everyone could relax and make themselves at home. However, thinking about it, these people were all soldiers. They were hot-blooded, moral, and had dreams. They were the elites of the elites. Maintaining the state of a soldier who was ready to fight at any time was their requirement for themselves. It was also their self-belief. After all the soldiers sat down, Song Shiyu was still frying the pork chop. She wanted to say something. They were very quiet. Even the sound of a needle dropping on the floor could be heard. Therefore, she did not need to use a microphone to speak. "First of all, you have worked hard. You have been following me for more than a month. Every day you have been on a mission. The weather is cold and you have not slept well or eaten well. I saw that some of the soldiers' lips were cracked and many of their faces were dry. Just now many of them had frostbite on their faces. Really, thank you very much." Bai Ye bowed sincerely for a minute. Zhang Xingyu took the lead in applauding. The soldiers cheered like thunder as they spontaneously said in unison, "It's not hard on us. To protect Madam, to defend the country, we bleed and sweat. I swear to complete this mission with my life." Bai Ye was even more touched. He looked at them with reddened eyes and said, "All of you are the elites of the elites. You are the pride of the country and also my pride. From tomorrow onwards I will send all of you home for the new year. If any of you don't want to come next year, it's all right. I will do my best to arrange jobs for you. We pledge our lives to complete the mission, to protect the Madam and to defend the country," the soldiers said in unison. "Thank you. Thank you." Bai Ye was choking. She didn't want to cry, but tears still flowed down her face. Their mission was to protect her, and this mission was given by Gu Lingqing before the accident. She missed Gu Lingqing very much. She was also grateful to them for always protecting her. She was so emotional that she turned around and faced her back to the soldiers. Zhang Xingyu handed her a napkin. "We are all willing to stay. Everything that Madam has done, fighting against corruption, evil forces and enemies, we have seen it with our own eyes. It's our dream to follow Madam." Zhang Xingyu was really good with words. Bai Ye was feeling guilty at first. But after hearing his words, she was comforted and felt that she shouldn't be so emotional at this moment. Her tears, her excitement, will affect the happy atmosphere. She adjusted her emotions and turned to face the soldiers. She smiled. "Everyone, let's eat. My mom made most of the food. I didn't cook much. I hope you guys like it." After Bai Ye finished speaking, she saw that the soldiers were still sitting there in fear. They didn't move at all. She looked at Zhang Xingyu. Zhang Xingyu also felt that the atmosphere in the military was rather strange. He ordered, "Dismissed. It's time for everyone to rest. You can talk freely. Madam will prepare wine later. Team 5, you guys still have to be on duty tonight. Don't drink. The rest of you can drink a little. After all, we have to rush home tomorrow. Leader, we haven't bought our train tickets. Is it too late to buy them now?" a soldier asked. "I've prepared 7 planes. We can send all of you home tomorrow," Zhang Xingyu said with certainty. "If we leave, what about Madam?" a soldier asked worriedly. At that moment, Bai Ye was touched. "Don't worry, Madam won't be in danger. Evil won't win over good. I've already arranged everything. Haha, there will be delicious dishes and hot pot later. Everyone eat more. Let Madam see how chubby we are." Zhang Xingyu smiled. The atmosphere became better. "Thank you, Madam. Actually, Madam, it's good for us to follow you," a soldier said. "Team leader, follow me to the kitchen to serve the dishes," Zhang Xingyu ordered. "Yes, Madam. You don't know, but the Aning in the military is so jealous of us." "Them? What?" Bai Ye didn't understand. She felt that the soldiers following her were working hard enough. "We've been divided into 5 teams. 2 teams will be on duty for a day. That means we'll rest for a day and work for a day. This has never happened before in the military," the soldier replied. Zhang Xingyu heard it. He came out with the dishes and said, "Didn't I arrange for you to train for 4 hours in the morning? Did you slack off?" "Of course not. We only trained for 4 hours in the morning. But we can still rest for a long time," the soldier said with satisfaction. "Do your best. Madam won't mistreat us. There's something I haven't told you yet. Madam has already transferred 200,000 to each of us through a Swiss bank. You should receive it tomorrow. If you haven't received it, remember to call me," Zhang Xingyu said. "Ah." The crowd became excited. Some people shouted, "Long live Madam! Long live Madam!" A straightforward soldier said, "I was thinking that it's a good thing I didn't go back for the new year. Otherwise, I wouldn't have brought back a single cent. How am I going to explain it to my family? I have 200,000 now. I can immediately build a house and raise a lot of pigs. Why don't you have a single cent? Chief Gu gave us a lot of money before," Zhang Xingyu said. The straightforward soldier scratched his head. "I've sent all the money back home. I have food and a place to stay at Madam's place. I don't have any money with me. You should go back and celebrate the new year with your wife this time. Maybe the next time you go back, your wife will give birth to a chubby boy," a soldier teased. Chapter 683. Women were all emotional. If she was in labor or confinement, she would want her husband to be by her side. Her husband didn't have to do anything. He just had to accompany her. She said, "If something happens at home, you can ask for leave. It's a 3-month maternity leave. Stay at home and accompany your wife. Madam, you're so nice. I want to be with you forever, another soldier said. Zhang Xingyu and the squad leaders served the dishes. He heard it again and said, Io? You should eat more. Leave the flattery to me. After he said that, the soldiers roared with laughter. It was very lively. Xiaoya, come here. Song Shiyu called Baiya over. Okay. Baiya walked into the kitchen. There are too many people at this table. If we put a plate of vegetables on the table, some of them won't be able to eat it. If we put a few more plates and the table is full, what do you think we should do? Song Shiyu asked worriedly. Baiya glanced at the table outside. The dishes were almost filling up the table. How about this? We put these vegetables in a big basin and put them at the back. Whoever wants to eat can go and get a plate. This way we can solve the problem of not being able to put the dishes on the table. Secondly, we won't run out of food, Baiya suggested. Song Shiyu smiled lovingly. You're so smart. This is a good idea. Let's do it. Baiya helped Song Shiyu carry the plates out. Well, the table is full. The vegetables are at the back. Whoever wants them can come and get them. I'll give 2 empty plates to each table, Baiya said. The soldiers applauded. Someone said, Madam, old madam, come and eat too. Thank you for your hard work. Zhang Xingyu looked for the person to talk to in private. Damn, who stole her lines again. Okay. Wait for a while. Baiya helped Song Shiyu put the last 5 dishes into the big steamer. After the timer was set, they sat at the last table. There were 15 people sitting there. The soldiers hadn't been so lively in a long time, and they laughed from time to time. Everyone knew that Baiya was pregnant, so each table sent their own class monitor to toast Baiya. Baiya substituted tea for wine. The monitor of their table was on duty. Zhang Xingyu raised his glass of wine and said to Baiya, there are thousands of words that need not be spoken. In any case, I'm very happy to be working for Madam. I'm very, very happy. Before Baiya could say anything, Song Shiyu stopped Zhang Xingyu and said, you also have a mission today, don't drink. Zhang Xingyu looked at Song Shiyu in astonishment. Old madam, what other tasks do I have? Tell me and I'll do it right away. You don't have to do it right away. After dinner, bring me some delicious food to Shulan's place. She is cold and cheerless. Please accompany her at night. I will go to see her tomorrow. Song Shiyu said with a smile. Oh, no problem. Zhang Xingyu agreed readily. After dinner, the soldiers probably hadn't gathered for a long time, so they didn't disperse yet. Baiya looked at the time. It was already 9:30 p.m., but Xing Buhua hadn't called. With the soldiers around, it wasn't appropriate for her to leave and rest. In fact, she didn't rest during the day, so she was a little tired now. She didn't speak but listened to their conversation quietly. She smiled when she saw them talking and laughing. People were strange. No matter how lively the scene was, if no one showed up, she would still feel depressed and lonely. Song Shiyu saw that Baiya wasn't in a good state, so she said gently, if you're tired, you can rest first. I'll take care of everything here. Seeing that Baiya was tired, the soldiers knew that they had disturbed Baiya. Baiya liked silence. Well, we're full. We'll leave first. The soldiers said. The soldiers said goodbye one after another. After a while, only Song Shiyu and Baiya were left in the living room. Go and rest first. I'll clean up here, Song Shiyu said lovingly. Okay. Thank you, Mom. Baiya didn't refuse. She was really a little tired. She went to the library. As soon as she laid on the bed, she closed her eyes and fell asleep. After some time she was pushed awake. When she opened her eyes, she saw Gu Lingqing. She blinked, thinking that she was still dreaming. Sadness flashed in her eyes and she closed them again. Tears flowed from the corners of her eyes. Seeing her tears, Xing Buhua felt as if his heart was being cut by a knife. Xiaoya, Xiaoya, Xing Buhua called gently. Baiya opened her eyes again and looked at Xing Buhua. She was much more awake now. When she came to her senses, they were no longer in a dream. She sat up and asked, Are we leaving? Yes, I'm sorry. Something happened. I couldn't come in time, Xing Buhua said apologetically. His eyes were dark and a trace of complexity flashed across. He quickly looked down so that Baiya wouldn't notice. It's okay. You're in a critical period now. I understand. But you have to wait for me. I have to pack some luggage, Baiya said. Okay. I'll go with you. Xing Buhua held Baiya's hand and went back to her room. Baiya took out some clothes from the closet and threw them on the bed. Xing Buhua folded them and put them neatly into her luggage. She seemed to have seen this scene in her dream. Xiaoya, after we go, I want to stay in B country for a few more days. I'll show you around, Xing Buhua said. She actually had the same idea. I'll ask the soldiers of the shadow to come to work on the 7th day of the new year. We can come back on the 7th or 8th day. Xing Buhua smiled. Are we telepathic? Baya smiled too. Maybe. She especially cherished the time she spent with Gu Lingqing. There's something I have to remind you. I can give you advice during the negotiation, but I can't show my face. I'm worried that if Swichuani finds out, he'll do more harm to you, Baya said. Okay, I know. I'll get you a fake identity after we go. You might have to wear a wig and sunglasses. Let's try to keep a low profile. Xing Buhua had already thought about it. Baya nodded. After they packed their luggage, they left through the secret passage. Baya didn't sleep for more than a few hours. She was still quite sleepy. Her chin rested on Xing Buhua's shoulder. She looked forward lazily. Her heart was also lazy. Lingqing, actually, I really hope that you can appear during dinner tonight. The people of the shadow will be very happy to see you. Okay. Xing Buhua lowered his voice. You want to see Gu Lingqing today? The research team called him and told him that Gu Lingqing was in shock again. After spending a few hours, they announced that Gu Lingqing was dead. At that moment, he couldn't understand his heart. Was it regret, heartache, or was it a fluke? However, the next second, Gu Lingqing miraculously came back to life. It seemed that he couldn't let go of Baya. However, he was still unconscious. He sighed heavily. There will be a day like that. Chapter 684. Did you dream of me too? Xing Buhua asked in surprise. He suddenly thought of something. When Gu Lingqing was with her, he would dream of them together. Now that he was with Baya, would Gu Lingqing dream of them together too? I dreamed that you were going to jump into the sea. I was scared. I was scared that you would leave me. So I shouted your name with all my might. You seem to have heard it. You turned around and looked at me and you seemed to be standing by my bed. I don't know. I don't know if it was a dream or reality. But I have the same dream every time. I'm scared. Baya sobbed. She opened her eyes. Her eyes were red. Xing Buhua clenched the handle and said in a deep voice, I won't leave you. It's the opposite in dreams. You say that every time. Baya sounded a little angry. That's why I'm here every time. Xing Buhua stopped the car and turned around to look at her. He looked at her affectionately as if he was looking at her. Baya raised the corner of her mouth slightly. You're right. Half an hour later, they entered the bathing area from one of the secret passages and came out from the secret door of the bathing area. Xing Buhua brought her to a black Buick business car. I bought a ticket to Country B at 9 a.m. tomorrow. The makeup will take 6 hours. You can take a nap then. We'll be done at around 7 a.m. Then we'll rush to the airport, Xing Buhua said. How is Zwichuani doing in Country F? Baya asked tentatively. Not much yet. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or if he's in trouble. Xing Buhua was also confused. Maybe he's just observing. He's a patient person. Baya judged. But he should be done before me. Today I sent another list of spies anonymously to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. So far there hasn't been any response. Let's wait until we go to B country and negotiate with them, Xing Buhua said worriedly. I keep feeling like there's a mystery ahead, more like an abyss. I'm a little worried that there's an even stronger conspiracy hidden behind this incident, Baya said, squinting his eyes. For example? Xing Buhua trusted Baya's judgment. For example, Xinyan will never let Zwichuani become a hero. He is the one who urgently needs to suppress Zwichuani. Another example is that Zwichuani has not made a move. He must have thought of this. Our appearance might be the key for Zwichuani to turn the situation around. It's dangerous, Baya analyzed. We'll act according to the circumstances. We're not acting according to the circumstances. We have to prepare for Plan B, Baya corrected Xing Buhua. Fighting with a group of old foxes, they had to be more cunning than the foxes. Half an hour later, they arrived at a crowded KTV parking lot. Xing Buhua held Baya's hand and walked into the elevator. They pressed the button for the 11th floor. Baya wore a cap and kept her head down. She was afraid that they would be caught on video or seen by someone else. If that happened, their plan would be ruined. When they reached the 11th floor, Xing Buhua pulled her up the stairs and pushed the wall open. Baya widened her eyes in surprise. This is the 12th floor? No, it's a hidden floor. Xing Buhua explained and continued to pull her forward. You hit a floor without anyone noticing? The elevator here goes up to the 27th floor, But the number outside shows the 28th floor. Isn't that abnormal? Baya was even more shocked. The number outside also shows the 27th floor. There will be a visual difference. So, the extra floor here is hidden. Our makeup artist is inside. He'll bring you to meet someone, Xingbuhua said. He stopped and knocked on the door. Someone opened the door. Baya saw a man in a black suit. He was sitting in front of the mirror. Through the mirror, he had a face that was almost identical to Gu Lingqing's. When she took a closer look, she realized that there was a difference. At first glance he looked like Gu Lingqing, but he looked strange. He was very stiff, as if his muscles were stiff after plastic surgery. Moreover, the color of his skin was not right. It was obvious that he had makeup on, especially his eyes. At first glance he looked like Gu Lingqing, but at second glance he realized that there was an obvious difference. Actually, it's easy for people to notice that he doesn't look like Gu Lingqing, Baya said. He'll go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs at 8 in the morning tomorrow. He'll wear sunglasses and go to the office. He just needs to look like Gu Lingqing. It's not like someone is watching him, Xingbuhua explained. But he has to get on the plane, right? No one noticed? Baya looked at him. The more she looked at him, the more he didn't look like Gu Lingqing. He'll take a special plane tomorrow. He won't go through the security check. The people around him will be my people. They're all people I trust. They can also stop people from looking at him. There shouldn't be a problem, Xingbuhua said with certainty. Baya could only hope that was the case. Looking at the man's makeup, one could imagine what she and Xingbuhua's makeup would look like. Baya sat on the chair and thought of something. She asked the makeup artist, I'm pregnant now. You don't have any heavy metals like lead or mercury in your makeup, right? No, the chief told me that it must be the most natural, the makeup artist said. Baya was relieved. Gu Lingqing was as meticulous as ever. She leaned back on the chair and closed her eyes. She felt the coolness on her face. The makeup artist applied layer after layer of makeup on her face. She fell asleep before she knew it. Xingbuhua looked at her. She must be very tired from sleeping like this. Can she do it on the bed? Xingbuhua asked with concern. Yes, the makeup artist said. But she needs to wake up when I do the makeup on her eyes. Okay. Wait a minute, Xingbuhua said to his makeup artist. He carried Baya. Baya opened her eyes and looked at him. He smiled gently. It's okay. Go to sleep. I'll wake you up when it's time. Baya closed her eyes again. He put Baya on the bed. The makeup artist continued to do makeup for Baya. After 3 hours, the makeup artist woke her up. Baya opened her eyes. She had too little sleep. Her head hurt so badly that she couldn't even open her eyes. I'm sorry. I need to do the makeup on her eyes. That's why I woke you up, the makeup artist said gently. Baya understood. She pulled herself together and glanced at Xingbuhua. His face had become a completely different person. It was round, chubby, and very sensual. Baya smiled. Lingqing? Xingbuhua looked at her and smiled too. You finally put on weight. Baya walked to the mirror. Her face was 1/3 bigger than his own. Her forehead was flat and wide, and her chin was a little forward. She really had the characteristics of that female employee. If I had known that there was such a disguise technique, I wouldn't have had to go through the pain of plastic surgery. Chapter 685. Baya understood. The key is that in order to maintain these 72 hours, you have to endure 6 hours of makeup. The makeup artist smiled slightly. She pursed her lips and did not say anything. Then she started to work on Baya's eyes. Once the eyes were done, the makeup artist would be 80% similar. Therefore, it took the longest time to work on the eyes. After more than 2 hours, the makeup artist compared Baya to the person in the photo. When she felt that it was about right, she took a photo of Baya. Take a look. Is it good enough? She passed the 2 photos to Baya for comparison. From the photo, it looked exactly the same, but she could not look at it closely. Her face was too stiff. Thank you, it's good enough. Xingbuhua looked at Baya and smiled. His eyes were full of smiles. Baya saw that he was chubby and smiled too. If Gu Lingqing was chubby, he would look good too. After the makeup was done, they went to the airport. Baya called Leng Shuai. I'm on my way to the airport now. I've already arranged it yesterday. You can line up at number 10, Leng Shuai said. Can you not look at my face? Give me a secret signal. Baya did not tell Leng Shuai about her disguise. Sure. The secret signal is, say, it's so hot today that I've caught a cold. I wonder if Xiao Guai has caught a cold? Lung Shuai said. Okay, I got it. Thank you, Baya said. She hung up, put on her mask and sunglasses and went to the airport. They entered the waiting room easily. Baya was still wearing her mask and sunglasses. She lowered her head and sat in the corner, waiting for her turn in silence. Time ticked by. For some reason, Baya's heart was in turmoil and she felt a little uneasy. She thought for a moment and called Lu Shuang. Xiaobai, you're so early. Lu Shuang sighed, still sleepy. Have you forgotten that I usually get up early? What is Xinyan doing now? Baya asked tentatively. I don't know. He went out early in the morning and didn't call me. When he didn't call me, I was free. After waking up, I started playing games. I realized that there are many live streaming platforms that can stream games and earn money. Lu Shuang said happily. Cool girl, it's better for you to know more about Xinyan. Only by knowing yourself and your enemy can you emerge victorious. Baya reminded. I'm okay. I'll call him and ask him what he's doing. I'll call you later, Lu Shuang said. Then he hung up and called Xinyan. Xinyan hung up on her. Lu Shuang guessed that Xinyan might be in a meeting or something. It would be meaningless to call her now. So she called Baya. I called him but he didn't pick up. I think he's busy. Xiaobai, did something happen to Xinyan? Lu Shuang asked worriedly. No, I just hope that you can be more careful. It's New Year's Eve today. Do you want to come over and spend it with me? Lu Shuang invited enthusiastically. How can I go to the president's residence for New Year's? What will people think of me? Baya smiled and said gently. Then I'll come over to your house. I don't want to spend the New Year with Hua Zixing in the president's residence. It'll be awkward. She has Nangong Yu and Hua Rui with her, Lu Shuang said dejectedly. Xinyan seemed to have gone out with Hua Zixing. Even if you want to come over to my place, Xinyan won't agree to it. Baya saw that the plane had already started to board. Finally she said, Shuangniu, I have something to do here. I have to hang up first. Remember to call me if anything happens. If I turn off my phone, you can also leave a message for me. An NN. Okay. But Xiaobai, from your tone, did something big happen? Don't be like last time and not tell me anything, Lu Shuang said with a pleading tone. He was a little lost and disappointed. Baya thought for a while. Last time he didn't tell her anything. Lu Shuang's mother died. Xinyan has been doing something big recently. I'm worried that she will do something desperate. You'll be in danger. Be careful and live well, Baya reminded. Okay, Lu Shuang replied. I'm hanging up. Baya hung up. After thinking for a while, she turned off her phone. Xing Buhua walked towards her and said, The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Country B called me and arranged to meet at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. My people will fly to Country B at 10 o'clock. He might arrive a little earlier than us. Then are you going to let him meet the Minister of Foreign Affairs, or are you going yourself? Baya asked worriedly. If the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Country B was from Zhuchuani, then Xing Buhua was in too much danger. If Country B finds out that the person who is going to negotiate with him is a fake, the consequences will be severe. So I have to go. But I will cooperate with my man to confuse those who want to harm me, Xing Buhua said in a deep voice. It's a competition of caution and scheming. Let's be careful, Baya said. She carried her small suitcase and queued up to board the plane. It only took 3 hours and 40 minutes to fly from Country A to Country B directly. Baya closed her eyes and slept the moment she boarded the plane. When they were about to reach Country B, the air stewardess informed her. Baya opened her eyes slowly. Maybe because she didn't sleep well last night, she felt that she couldn't get enough sleep. Are you okay? Xing Buhua asked with concern. Baya looked at Xing Buhua and was stunned. Then she smiled casually. His chubby face was so cute that she wanted to pinch it. Seeing her smile, Xing Buhua couldn't help but smile too. He held her hand and looked at her deeply. Are we staying in a hotel? Baya asked thoughtfully. No, staying in a hotel is too eye-catching. I've already arranged a place to stay. Someone will come and pick us up when we get off the plane, Xing Buhua explained. Is it safe? Baya was cautious. Xing Buhua nodded. He's a reliable person. When they got off the plane, Xing Buhua switched on his phone. There were a lot of incoming call notifications on his phone. Xing Buhua called Li Zhenyan back first. Li Zhenyan must have something important to report since he called him. Once the call went through, Li Zhenyan immediately picked up the phone. Chief, something happened. What happened? Xing Buhua asked solemnly and stopped in his tracks. Seeing that he didn't look well, Baya also stopped in her tracks and waited for him. Sir, our plane exploded in mid-air, Li Junyan said in pain. What? Xing Buhua was shocked. Are you talking about the private plane that came to Country B? Yes. Do you know who did it? Did you find the black box? Xing Buhua continued to ask. No, we lost contact with the plane an hour before the accident. The explosion happened on the sea and there was no information left, Li Junyan said. I got it. You must comfort the family and ensure their future, especially Li Liangyu, Xing Buhua instructed. Chapter 686. Let's talk about it after I'm done with the discussion. Xing Buhua narrowed his eyes and said, emitting a cold aura. Baya looked at Xing Buhua thoughtfully. Now even with the mask on he looked very sinister. What's wrong? Li Liangyu, the one who pretended to be me, was on the plane to Country B. The plane exploded, killing me and 4 others, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Baya's hands were trembling. This had happened once before. Gu Lingqing's plane exploded on its way to the special military area. Who is it? Sheng Dongxing is dead, and it's unlikely that Su Zheng is dead. Zhuochuani? Baya's voice was trembling. I don't know who it is at the moment, but the possibility of it being him is very high, Xing Buhua guessed. Baya couldn't control her emotions and kicked the luggage hard. The image of the bullet piercing through Gu Lingqing's head kept flashing in her mind, and the piercing feeling attacked her again. Why? Baya's eyes were bloodshot, and he clenched his fists tightly. You've already changed your identity, but there are still people who don't want to let you go. It was Sheng Dongqing before and now it's Zhuochuani. Why do they all have to do this? Xing Buhua knew that she was worried about him. He reached out and hugged Baya. He pressed the back of her neck and pressed her against his shoulder. He felt that she was still trembling. His heart was aching and sour. Don't be afraid. We're fine now and we'll always be fine in the future. Baya hugged Xing Buhua's waist, trying not to collapse emotionally. She holds back her worry, fear and anger. Lingqing Xing Dongqing is dead. After this negotiation let's leave, okay? Find a place where no one knows us, take mom, take our kids. Son, live a good life. Xing Buhua patted Baya's back to comfort her, but didn't say anything. Okay. Baya urged. It was rare for him to be so willful and domineering in front of him. If we don't solve Zhuochuani, we will be in danger no matter where we go. Also my man died. I have to avenge him. Xing Buhua said, implying that he couldn't just leave with her. Baya pushed Xing Buhua away forcefully. His suppressed temper exploded. You're like this every time. Last time we agreed to leave, you said you wanted to avenge your father. Now that Sheng Dongqing is dead, you say you want to avenge your brothers. You do this and that. Why don't you think about me? The last time I was pregnant you weren't by my side. This time you're still not by my side. I'm worried and scared every day. I'm really tired. Do you still want to be with me? She wiped away her tears. The back of her hand was smeared with makeup. She knew that she shouldn't lose her temper in public. Many people would look at her and find her strange. The more she couldn't control her emotions, the more dangerous it would be for them. Xing Buhua just looked at her deeply and let her lose her temper. Let's split up for a while. I'll contact you later, Baya said. She turned around, picked up her luggage and ran out of the door quickly. She didn't want to force Gu Lingqing, but she really couldn't bear to see him die again. She had enough of this kind of life. Xing Buhua quickly caught up with her. He held her arm, sighed softly and said helplessly, You're not familiar with this place. I'll be worried. Baya's eyes were red. She shook off his hand. I've been alone in America for 3 years. I'm also unfamiliar with this place. I'm living a good life. I can live a good life anywhere I go, Baya said angrily. She knew that she was forcing him. When she knew that his plane had exploded, she broke down. Xing Buhua hugged her helplessly. He wrapped her whole body in his arms. Don't be angry. I promise you. When we return from B-land, I'll leave with you. Baya looked up at him in disbelief. Are you serious? Xing Buhua nodded. Really? I'll travel around the world. I can live on a deserted island if I want. Hearing the word deserted island, Baya felt sad. They used to be their paradise. But now that the place was exposed, it meant that they couldn't go back to that place if they wanted to leave this mess. She felt sad. Very sad. She cried out loud. Xing Buhua's heart ached when he heard her crying. She was used to being strong. It was as if she was invincible. She fought against Sheng Dongqing, Zhuochuani, Su Zheng and all kinds of enemies. At this moment she was so fragile. She was just a young woman. She wondered if Gu Lingqing, who was lying on the bed, could hear her crying. If he could, would he be sad too? If he was sad, would he wake up? Xiaoya, I'm sorry. I made you sad, Xing Buhua said hoarsely. Baiya gradually calmed down. What kind of person was Gu Lingqing? During a mission he could sacrifice himself to save others, even if it was a stranger. Because he said that he was a soldier. He would be sad for a long time when a comrade died. He could sacrifice himself to save his comrade. He was a man who valued relationships and righteousness. To him she was more important than his own life. She knew that he was sad. His brothers died because of him. So he couldn't leave. She understood him. Even if he left now, he would be unhappy for the rest of his life. He would be tormented by his conscience for the rest of his life. Just like that mission 8 years ago. His comrades died one by one in front of him. He never let go of them. Thinking of this, she felt sad again. She cried and looked at his helpless, deep eyes. Maybe love was sacrificing for the other party. Go and fight. Go and take revenge for your soldiers. I'll fight with you. If you die, I'll be with you, Baiya said firmly. She knew that she should do this. But it was like a flood had accumulated in her heart. There was too much water to hold, so it could only flow out from her eyes. Xing Buhua hugged Baiya with heartache. She was really a very understanding person. She was also very reasonable. Although she broke down and was angry just now, it was because she loved Gu Lingqing too much. After she calmed down, she would still stand in Gu Lingqing's position and do it, no matter how sad she was or how much she didn't want to. She always forced herself. Xiaoya, if we don't get rid of Swordsmanship, you and I will be in danger no matter where we go. Swordsmanship is the kind of person who would rather kill 100 wrongly than let one go. After we get rid of Swordsmanship, no matter what happens, we have to leave. Baiya looked into his eyes. She looked at him with a burning and pleading gaze. Even though she looked ugly now, he was still moved by those compassionate eyes. Chapter 687. Xiaoya, when this matter in B Nation is over, I'll abandon the identity of Xing Buhua and return as Gu Lingqing, Xing Buhua said. Baiya nodded. It doesn't matter if you're Gu Lingqing or Xing Buhua, those people won't tolerate you anymore. Why don't you go back to being Gu Lingqing? We'll be together openly. Yeah, we'll be together openly. We'll never leave each other again. Xing Buhua followed Baiya's drawing and wiped her tears. Oh no, my makeup is ruined. Should we hurry up and leave? Baiya immediately put on her sunglasses. He held her hand and walked out of the airport, making a call. Got it. He pulled Baiya and got into a black Mercedes. After putting down their luggage, he opened the back door and let Baiya get in first. Baiya quickly got into the car. There was only a foreigner in the car. After Xing Buhua got into the car, the foreigner conversed with Xing Buhua in B Nation's language. Baiya couldn't understand a single word. Gu Lingqing knew many languages. Baiya knew about this. She looked out of the window and gradually calmed herself down. Xing Buhua suddenly held her hand. She looked at Xing Buhua. She looked at Xing Buhua. Xiaoya, do you think it's possible that Xinyan did this? Xing Buhua asked thoughtfully. It's unlikely. He knows that my mind isn't on the court. I'll leave with you. I won't be a threat to him, Baiya said. But he doesn't know that I'm Gu Lingqing. I've just received news that Swordsmanship has been arrested by the Prime Minister of F Nation this morning, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Baiya was shocked. So, you're saying that Swordsmanship couldn't have done the plane explosion? Even if Swordsmanship did it, it's impossible that Xinyan didn't know about it. He might have allowed it to happen. But I think that Swordsmanship couldn't take care of himself. It's almost impossible for him to plant a bomb on my plane, Xing Buhua said solemnly. Baiya's eyes flickered as he tried to sort out the logic within, trying to sort out the clues. If he asked Xinyan directly, the result would be faster. She took out her phone and prepared to turn it on. Xing Buhua reminded, have you installed anti-tracking devices? Yes, I have. Don't worry. My phone's location changes every minute. I should be in the South Pole now, Baiya explained. Be careful. Also, Xinyan is an extremely smart person. Don't be tricked by him. We're on the way now. He can hear us through the phone and analyze it. I suggest that we contact him after we reach the base, Xing Buhua said worriedly. Baiya thought about it and nodded. Half an hour later, the car stopped in the parking lot of a villa. Baiya and the others didn't get out. The ground sank and sent them to the 3rd floor underground. The car continued to drive forward. It stopped after 5 minutes. The car continued to rise and arrived at another parking lot. The foreigner who was driving got out of the car and opened the back door. Baya and Xing Buhua got out of the car and entered a small door. Another small door led to another villa. Xing Buhua said to Baya, "Go wash your face and remove your makeup. We'll stay here for the time being." Okay. Baya looked around. "Please come with me," the foreigner said in a non-standard country A language. Baya followed the foreigner to a room at the end of the first floor. It was a suite with a large bathroom. The hot spring tub in the bathroom was 2 meters by 2 meters. She removed the makeup on her face, washed her face, went out, sat on the sofa and turned on her phone. There were many calls on her phone. Some were cold, some were from Song Shiyu, some were from Zhang Xingyu, some were from Xing Shang, some were from Shinian and some were from Lu Shuang. She called Song Shiyu first. "Xiaoya, how are you?" Song Shiyu asked worriedly. "Mom. I'm fine. I'm fine. How about Lingqing? Is Lingqing okay? I heard that our plane exploded when it was flying to country B. The Minister of Foreign Affairs was also on it. The Minister of Foreign Affairs is Lingqing, right?" Song Shiyu asked worriedly. She couldn't help but sound anxious and sad. "Mom, Lingqing is fine too. Don't worry. The enemy is as cunning as you. We're not that easy to deal with. Soon Lingqing and I will come back together. This time Lingqing won't leave us," Baya comforted her. Song Shiyu breathed a sigh of relief. She still believed in Baya's words. "That's good. You must be careful when you're outside. Don't worry, I'll take care of you at home. There's one more thing. There are 10 young men in the shadows who won't go home. They're still stationed in our manor. Zhang Xingyu won't go back either. Thank you for your hard work. You have to rest well when you're outside too. Eat well every day," Song Shiyu reminded her. Baya felt a warmth in her heart. "All right, I'll hang up then. I still have calls from some people. I have to return them." Okay. Baya hung up and called Shinian. She asked indifferently, "What's wrong? Where are you now?" Shinian asked directly. "It's New Year's Eve today. Shinian, can you calm down?" "I want to rest well too," Baya said irritably. "Xing Buhua's plane exploded on the way to country B. Do you know about this?" Shinian asked. "Yes, I got the news immediately." "What's wrong?" Baya's tone was indifferent. "Who do you think did it?" Shinian asked. "Shinian, do you think that you're the only one with a normal IQ in the world?" Baya asked impatiently. Shinian's tone became serious too. "What do you mean by that? I think you should know that my goal is not to be in the government. I just want to leave country A after I'm done with what I want to do. I want to live a free and unrestrained life." Shinian kept quiet. Baya continued, "Actually, I know that you killed Xing Dongqing. Of course you didn't have to do it yourself. You only needed to stir up other people's emotions and get someone else to do the dirty work. Swordsmanship is under the control of the Prime Minister of Country F. The Prime Minister of Country F has a good relationship with you. If I'm not wrong, you'll soon announce the evidence of Swordsmanship's betrayal. Swordsmanship will definitely be dead after he leaves Country F. Moreover, he'll die with a bad reputation and nothing. Previously, the 3 magnates were all taken down by you. You're still afraid of Xing Buhua. Or perhaps you hate Xing Buhua. First, it's because Xing Buhua came to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs used to be your territory. But Xing Buhua can still get married. You can't control his personality. So you can't tolerate him. Only you can blow up Xing Buhua. I suspect that you're the one who announced the spy, right? Because only you have the authority to see the list of our spies in other countries. Chapter 688. Xing Buhua leaned against the wall in shock. He looked straight ahead and his chest was heaving violently. He recalled the time he spent with Shinian. He always thought that Swordsmanship was the one who betrayed the intelligence. He didn't expect that it was Shinian. If Shinian was the one who set up this trap, then Shinian was too scary. His father spent more than 10 years to stabilize the throne, but he only spent 2 years. He didn't even need to do anything himself. "No," Shinian said in a low voice. "Of course you said no. You are so shrewd. How could you admit that Shinian and Xing Buhua are Gu Lingqing? Are you satisfied with this answer? Now that Swordsmanship is dead, no one will be able to shake your royal authority. Gu Lingqing will not be able to threaten you. After we return, we will prepare to leave. After we come back, we will leave and stop dealing with us." Baya emphasized. "You said that Xing Buhua is Gu Lingqing?" Xinyan was also shocked. I'm very tired. I helped you because I think that only you will let go of Gu Lingqing and me. Only by helping you Lu Shuang can be happy. Don't waste your time on us. Baiya said and hung up the phone. Xing Buhua walked into the room and looked at Baiya with a complicated look. You also think that Xinyan is the biggest behind the scenes? I tested him but he denied it. So far I can't tell the truth from his tone. Lingqing. Baiya called his name, stood up and walked to him. Yes, Xing Buhua answered. I have already told Xinyan that you are Gu Lingqing. I think that when he doesn't know that you are Gu Lingqing he may take action. But after he knows he will let go. So? Xing Buhua asked faintly. This time, Zhuochuani should be finished. Before we confirm that Xinyan is the mastermind, let him go. He is the man that Lu Shuang likes. I owe Lu Shuang. Don't do anything to him unless I have to, Baiya pleaded. Xing Buhua kept silent. When he found out that Xinyan was manipulating everything behind the scenes he wanted to deal with him. Just like Gu Lingqing he was also a god of war. He had never lost or made a mistake but this time he suffered a huge setback because of Xinyan. He was indignant, but at the same time his long-lost blood was ignited. Lingqing. Baiya called his name. Call me Buhua, Xing Buhua said. You're not going to spend it? Xing Buhua's eyes softened a little, and he reached out to hold her in his arms. Do you know why I named myself Buhua? It's the same pronunciation as confusion? Baiya guessed. It's one of the meanings. It's no longer confused and it's clear where you're going. It also means speed, agility and speed. Baiya looked at him and had a bad feeling. You're expressing your passion, your ability and your decisiveness. So you don't want to let Xinyan go. If he killed my comrade I can't let him go, Xing Buhua said firmly. Baiya took a step back and lowered her eyes. I don't want to discuss this with you now. After all we still don't know who the murderer is. Maybe it's not him at all and I'm just worrying for nothing. You rest for a while. I'll set up a trap first. We must succeed and go back, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Baiya looked up at him. Since you're in someone else's trap now, it's too dangerous to meet the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Why don't you invite the Minister of Foreign Affairs over and have a good talk? Tell him your difficulties. Or if you think it's too risky you can bring forward the meeting time. Anyway don't go according to other people's plans. That's my plan too. You rest for a while. After I go I'll put a listening device on me and you'll be able to hear our conversation. When the time comes we can communicate directly. Baiya knew that he didn't want her to follow him because he wanted to ensure her safety. She didn't want to be a burden to him and it would be better for him to act alone. After Xing Buhua left, Baiya took a change of clothes into the bathroom again. She took off her clothes, sat in the bathtub and closed her eyes to rest. Her phone rang. She opened her eyes helplessly and looked at the caller ID. It was a cold call. She forgot that she didn't return the cold call and picked it up. Madam, the general's plane exploded, Lung Pin said in a low voice. Don't worry, Baiya said calmly. Lung Pin smiled. I knew that the general would be fine. I'll go do my work first and wait for your triumphant return. Baiya hung up the phone and looked ahead. She pressed her hand on her chest, which still felt uncomfortable. She lay on the bathtub, rested for a while and felt sleepy again. She was worried that she would fall asleep and catch a cold, so she washed her hair, changed her clothes and got out of the bathtub. Xing Buhua came in and looked at her with a complicated expression. He opened the drawer under the TV cabinet and took out a hairdryer. Baiya recalled the time when they first met. When she went to his place he also took out a hairdryer from under the TV cabinet. There was a strange feeling in her heart again. Before Xing Buhua could dry her hair, she hugged Xing Buhua and buried her face in his arms, not saying a word. His eyes softened, and his heart was surrounded by gentleness. It was as if heavy honey had been poured into his heart, and the fighting spirit that had been ignited was extinguished. Forget it, since her wish was to leave with him, he would leave with her. This was the first time he compromised, and it changed the ideals, aspirations and ambitions that he had had since he was young. The image of them having many children appeared in his mind, and it seemed beautiful. He lowered his head and kissed her forehead. When we finish this mission and go back, Xinyan should have stabilized the throne, and we will leave together. Baiya was touched and nodded. She could finally leave. From now on she could live her ideal life with Gu Lingqing. You must be careful when you go out to negotiate this time. Don't worry, I just got the crucial evidence and it will definitely succeed, Xing Buhua said with certainty. I'll dry your hair first and then I'll leave. Baya stood beside him obediently, and looked at his stern face in a daze. He looked back at her and smiled. If you keep looking at me like this, I'll think too much. Baya blushed slightly and lowered her eyes. If Swichuani fails this time, Xinyan will stabilize his position. What he needs to do is to negotiate with Hua Zixing. After all, he has always wanted to marry Lu Shuang. With his intelligence and strategy, Hua Zixing will not be a match for him, Xing Buhua said in a strange tone. Chapter 689. Xing Buhua blew her hair gently. As for the antidote, I will find a research team to research it in secret just in case it is needed. After all, it is a consumable drug and there is no profit to be made. Moreover, it needs to be nurtured for a long time. Apart from the Gu Corporation, I am afraid that there are others who are capable and responsible, but they don't have the ambition. I don't have the ability. You mean we will take on this responsibility? Baya looked into Xing Buhua's eyes. We are just doing it in secret and we won't let anyone know. Maybe there won't be a biochemical crisis in the future, right? Xing Buhua said earnestly. Baya wanted to live a free life without pressure and responsibility. But in this world you can't do whatever you want. She just had to take on the responsibility of the antidote. There was no scheming, no deceit, no life and death. That was fine. So she agreed. I will listen to you on this. She took the hairdryer from Xing Buhua's hand, turned it off and placed it on the table. It's getting late, we need more time to prepare. Nothing is more important than staying alive. You are now responsible for the lives of you, me and our child. 3 lives. Xing Buhua held her hand, brought it to his lips and kissed it deeply. Wait for me to come back. Okay, Baya said softly. The monitoring equipment is next door. I will be able to hear you as long as you speak into the microphone. Xing Buhua reminded her. Baya nodded. Be careful. Xing Buhua let go of her and turned to leave. Baya went next door. There was a high-tech equipment next door. Apart from her, there was a man and a woman who were busy working. She could see the situation in the car through the video and she could also see Xing Buhua. He was wearing a strange black and white checkered suit, and he was resting with his eyes closed. Did you install a camera on his back? Baya asked. Yes, madam. The buttons on the back of the suit are decorated to prevent being attacked from behind. The man explained. Baya nodded. It was always better to be careful. She pulled out a chair and sat in front of the screen, staring at Xing Buhua. Xing Buhua seemed to sense Baya's gaze. He opened his eyes and stared at the pinhole camera in front of him, asking, Are you looking at me? Baya smiled and said to the microphone, Go to sleep first. Xing Buhua smiled. Feels weird to be stared at while I sleep. Baya's smile widened a little. How long will it take to get there? About an hour. Baya looked at the time on the screen. It was almost 16 o'clock. He had arrived an hour earlier than the agreed time. He hoped that nothing would go wrong. Go to sleep first, I won't look at you anymore. Okay. Xing Buhua replied and closed his eyes. Baya stood up and said to the girl beside her, Call me when he gets there. Yes, madam, the girl said politely. Baya returned to her room and lay on the bed. She closed her eyes and rested for a while. Her phone suddenly rang and woke her up. She saw that it was an unfamiliar number and didn't want to answer it. She hung up and looked at the time. Xing Buhua should be arriving at the Minister of Country B. She walked to the room next door. Leader, the patrolling soldiers on the right will arrive at where you are in 10 seconds, the girl said. Baya stood behind the chair and stared at the screen solemnly. She saw Xing Buhua nimbly dodging the soldiers. She was so nervous that she held onto the chair. If the other party also installed a surveillance camera, he will be exposed. It's like this, madam. We hacked into the other party's surveillance system. They saw the footage from an hour ago, the man explained. Be careful. Baya shouted in panic. Xing Buhua was sandwiched in the middle. Seeing that he was about to be discovered, Baya's heart almost jumped out of her throat. Xing Buhua heard Baya's voice. The girl didn't have time to report the situation. Xing Buhua put on his hat vigilantly, jumped and stuck to the wall. Baya then noticed that the tiles on the roof were black and white. Xing Buhua seemed to be hiding on the roof. There are suction cups on the palm of the leader's hand and the back of his shoes. As long as you don't look at where the leader is, you won't be able to see it, the man explained. Baya didn't care how Xing Buhua stuck to the roof. She only cared if he noticed. The soldiers passed by below. Fortunately, none of them noticed Xing Buhua. Bai Ye heaved a sigh of relief. Xing Buhua came down from the roof. As he ran, he took off his clothes and put them on. They were huge sunflowers. He quickly went up the stairs. The wallpaper upstairs was a sunflower pattern. "You've done your homework," Bai Ye said as she stared at the screen. "We've been lurking in B country for 10 years. We know every government organization and the decorations in their homes. We know a lot of things that people don't know about," the man reported proudly. Bai Ye looked at him. Suddenly she felt a sense of admiration. This was the country's soldiers. They had the best qualities and skills. What they were doing seemed simple. Once they were discovered, they would be dead. "The country is proud of you." The man smiled. "Swear to protect the country's position. Don't take the initiative to hurt others, but definitely defend the country's power. Do whatever it takes. Sacrifice yourself for the greater good. Good luck." Bai Ye could only say these 2 words. Without waiting for Hua Xuanli to pass by, Xing Biao went up to the target floor. He took off his outer clothes and stuck to the roof above the corridor. Wearing only a black suit, he went upstairs again and pushed open the door of the minister's room. When the secretary saw Xing Buhua, her eyes widened. Before she could scream, she felt a pain in her neck and fainted. Xing Buhua pushed open the door. The minister of B country was sending an email. When he saw the visitor, he immediately wanted to press the alarm. "I advise you to talk to me calmly. After all, I only need 1 shot to kill you. It will take at least 5 seconds for your people to run in. No one can save you," Xing Buhua said confidently and sat on the sofa. The minister of B country looked at Xing Buhua warily. He didn't dare to act rashly. He asked, "Who are you? Why are you looking for me?" "I'm the minister of a country, Xing Buhua," Xing Buhua said faintly and curled his lips. The minister of B country frowned in surprise. "Weren't you killed on the plane?" "Ling Qing, ask him how he knew you were killed on the plane," Bai Ye said. Chapter 690. He's hiding something on purpose. Bai Ye reminded him, "He's colluding with the person from country A. He arranged a meeting time with you beforehand. That's why he knew that you were killed in the explosion. That's why the person from country A leaked the name list to him on purpose so that he could arrest you. His real motive is actually to kill you." After listening to Bai Ye's analysis, Xing Buhua's eyes turned cold. His gaze became desolate and murderous. "Come, tell me who's the mastermind behind this?" The minister stood up. "I don't know what you're talking about." "Ling Qing, be careful. He's getting ready to escape," Bai Ye reminded him. As soon as he finished speaking, the minister quickly opened the cabinet behind him and was about to crawl into it. Xing Buhua was even faster. He directly jumped over the table, pulled the minister out and threw him onto the sofa. "Why are you running?" Xing Buhua asked coldly, pointing the gun at the minister. The minister immediately raised his hand. "Even if you kill me here, you won't be able to leave." Xing Buhua smiled. "I can come in without anyone knowing, so I can leave without a sound. To the outside world, Xing Buhua has already died on the plane. You won't even know how you died." The minister was scared. His eyes were locked. "What exactly do you want?" "I'll tell you a few things that you want to hear. For example, the things between you and the president's wife, those photos, the things between you and the president of a cosmetics company, and the things between you and the president of country C. I believe that not only the president of your country will not let you off after hearing about it, even the citizens of country B will not let you off. Even the citizens of country B will not let you off," Xing Buhua said coldly. Every time Xing Buhua said something, the minister of country B's expression darkened. The line of defense in his heart was easily broken. "I didn't want to murder you. None of this was my idea." "Then whose idea was it?" Xing Buhua raised his voice. "The president of your country asked me to arrest the person he provided. When the time was right, he asked me to release him. I only did the arrest. The other things had nothing to do with me. He promised me that as long as I did these things, he would support me to be the next president," the minister of B country said. Xing Buhua said. Xing Buhua glared at the minister, emitting a murderous aura. "Then how did you know that I was blown up?" "He was the one who told me to arrange for you to meet today. He had already done something on the plane. That's how I knew that you were killed by the explosion." The chief's eyes flashed as he spoke. "Ling Qing, ask him how Xinyan contacted him." "I suspect he's lying," Bai Ye said to the director. Xing Buhua gritted his teeth. "How did Xinyan contact you?" "A phone call." "You're lying." How could he believe that the person was the president just because of a phone call? Baya questioned. Don't play any tricks. Xing Buhua pointed the gun at the minister's head. You're not a child. I don't believe that a minister is a weakling. How could he believe that the person was the president just because of a phone call? The minister shuddered and looked at Xing Buhua in fear. We had a video call. How old is the person? Baya asked. How old is he? Xing Buhua asked. About 30. Baya chuckled and said to Xing Buhua sarcastically, an expert who could set up a trap would leave something to threaten him through a video call? Xinian isn't that stupid. If he lies again, he'll regret it. It seems that you still don't want to tell the truth, right? Fine, then tell the truth to your president. Xing Buhua picked up his phone. Okay. I'll tell you. The minister was helpless. Zhuochuani asked me to do this. Zhuochuani? Xing Buhua was still suspicious. What evidence do you have? The minister took out his phone, opened the video, and passed it to Xing Buhua. I made a deal with Zhuochuani. I'll help him become the president first. After he becomes the president, he'll help me become the president. I was worried that he would go back on his words, so I asked someone to record it. Does Zhuochuani know that you have this video? Xing Buhua asked. Yes, he also has my video as evidence. In the future we'll support each other. I'll be his backing and he'll be mine. We'll fight against those who don't follow us. The minister said everything. Xing Buhua opened it and looked at the time on the video. It was the day he told Zhuochuani that he wanted to court Baya. You call him now and ask him when he'll release them. You're under a lot of pressure. Xing Buhua passed the phone to the minister. The phone rang 5 times before Zhuochuani picked up. What's the matter? Zhuochuani's voice was heard. Xing Buhua has been killed by you, right? The minister asked. My men saw him board the plane. There's no chance of him surviving. What's the matter? Zhuochuani was getting impatient. I'm under a lot of pressure. Are you going to release those too? The minister asked. I've forgotten. You promised me that you'll support me to become the president after you become the president, the minister said. Got it. That's all. Zhuochuani hung up the phone. The minister looked at Xing Buhua. I really didn't lie to you this time. I need the video in your phone, Xing Buhua said coldly. The minister gripped the phone tightly. No, if this video is released, I'll be done for too. I have the evidence and the video in my hands. No matter which one it is, you'll be done for, Xing Buhua said coldly, staring at him sharply. No matter how the minister thought about it, he was done for. I'll only give you the video if you give me a way out, the minister said. Zhuochuani is definitely done for this time. Even if I don't do anything, Country F will expose him. Once he's exposed, do you think he'll betray you? The minister became even more nervous. What should I do? You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.